All right, shalom, shalom. The Hebrew Israelites, they have prophesied the downfall of this wicked kingdom, to speak about the upliftment of the Most High's chosen people, which are you so-called Negroes, you Latinos, and you Native Americans, and the scattered speckled birds around the earth that may not look like a typical Israelite. So first and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory and honor
to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Kodash.
Double honors to my apostles and elders of great millstone who taught me this truth. And salutation, much love to you, rocking out there, pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Okay? Oh, I'm about to press the camera again. All right, so anyways, man, we're out here again. And, yeah, man, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. Every day is a step closer to the end of this devil, you know? And we've been seeing a lot of things happening, a lot of signs. The Lord is building up brothers' faith, you know? And understanding that he's with brothers, you know? As long as you don't let go of the rope, he won't let go of the rope, you see? But if you let go of the rope, that's on you. The scriptures speak about a man is not worthy if he turn back from the plow. All right, so you can't turn from the plow. Once you step into this thing, this is a forever thing, you know? This is a forever thing, okay? Get me that what about a man turning his hand from the plow. All right. That's something. Read what you got. What you got?
Revelation 2 and 25. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end.
Unto the end. You got people who came in this thing and in a short period of time, they fell out. So you already lost, man. You didn't even really go through nothing. Go ahead.
To him will I give power over the nations.
That's it. Go ahead.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 9 and verse 62. And Yahushua said unto him, no man, having put his hand to the plow and looking back, is fit for the kingdom of Yahweh.
Right. No man putting his hand to the plow, meaning you start to do the work, and then you turn your hand back. You're not fit for the kingdom, man. You're not fit to inherit incorruption. All right? But those who are steadfast in the work, in the faith, see? Go ahead. So that's it. That's it. Okay. Go ahead, brother.
This is 2 Peter 2 and verse 20. For if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Yahushai, they are again entangled therein and overcome, the latter end is worse with them than the beginning.
Right, the latter end is worse than in the beginning. So if you had demons on you before, they're going to have a lot more demons. All right, so if you were a crackhead before, you probably, you know, you'll be heroin addict, chasing the dragon, popping mom. You'll be doing everything. Right? Okay, the Lord will make you worse. See, because you came and you were cleansed, and then you spit on Yahweh's sacrifice, and you went back into the world. So you're marked. Go ahead.
Verse 21. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it, to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them.
Yeah, to turn from the sign of the holy commandment that was put. Read that again.
Verse 21. It had been better. So like it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it, to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them.
Right. So when you were better off in the world, you were better off doing what you were doing before. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 22. But it has happened unto them according to the true proverb, the dog is turned to his own vomit again, and the soul that was washed in her wallowing in the mire.
That's it. All right. That's like you go to take a shower and then you go play in the dirt again. It defeats the purpose of you taking a shower in the first place, man. You see? And what we're doing, we're giving you the truth. That's supposed to wash you. That's supposed to cleanse you. All right? Go ahead.
The book of Luke 11 and verse 24. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest and finding none. He said, I will return
So when the unclean spirit leaves from a man, it's roaming. You know, it's looking for another home. See? Go ahead.
He said, I will return unto my house once I came out.
Because the body, what does the word body mean? It goes back to abode, which means a house. The body's nothing but a house for the spirit. Okay? You've had many houses before. Go ahead.
And when he cometh and findeth it swept and garnished, then
why is it
goeth
swept and garnished? Because you learned the truth and you were cleansed. All right? How could a young man cleanse his ways? Get that. All right? You were cleansed by the truth. When you hear this truth, it's a washing. This is what the baptism represents, the water baptism represented. It was symbolic. Hold on. Hold that. Read what you got if you tied into that. Go ahead.
Ephesians 5 and verse 26, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word.
By the word. You see, the word is what really cleanses you. The water, that's all symbolic. What John was doing, John the Baptist, that was symbolic for what was going to happen with Yahushua. That's why he says, "Someone I baptize with water, but he shall baptize you with the Holy Spirit and with fire." That's a greater baptism. You see, that water baptism was all symbolic, man. Go ahead. Hold on. There's more than that. Or is it? What, bro?
John 15:3.
But you gotta finish in that, though. Okay.
Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you.
Right. Right. You're clean through the word that has been spoken unto us, man. Go ahead.
Luke 11:26. Then goeth he and taketh to him 7 other spirits.
Isaiah 6 and 9. Go ahead.
Then goeth he and taketh to him 7 other spirits, more wicked than himself.
Right. So those spirits are going to be worse than the one spirit that you had on you before. Or even if it was 2 spirits you had on you before, you're going to be worse off, man. All right? Go ahead.
And they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first.
That's it. All right? Go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 9. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy word.
Right. This is the only way to cleanse your way, man. And when you speak and you hear these other people speak, you might have people that are, you know, you might get a liking to them, but they're of the world, you know. Might be a cool Jake, might be an intelligent Jake. But the more you listen to them, the more you're going to hear things that are off. All right? The more you're like, oh, man, why do you have to say that? You know? That's you know, that's wicked. Something he's going to say is going to be off because he's not cleansed by the word. He doesn't have the understanding. Go ahead.
The book of 1 John, chapter 4, verse 5. They're of the world, therefore speak they of the world.
Right.
And the world heareth them.
And the world hears them, man. Because who's prospering in the earth right now? Is righteousness prospering in the earth? No, man. It's wickedness, man. In order for you to prosper in the earth, you got to be wicked. There's no other way. You see, because this earth is ran by a wicked ruler. You see, when Esau's taken down and we're established, you're going to have to be righteous to prosper in the earth. But now you got to be wicked. Why do you think they call it Holly Weird? They call it that because they're doing all kind of foul acts behind closed doors, man, to get where they're at. But let's say if they walk down the street, all these people will go bug out. Oh my God! You know, Ben Affleck or whatever these people's names are. And behind closed doors, they're dealing with child sacrifice, man, and pedophilia, straight up. Okay, but they prosper in the earth. Go ahead. Go ahead, read what you got quick.
Yeah, I
Go
received
to
it.
right after that. Go
Book
ahead.
of Proverbs, chapter 29 and verse 12. If a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked.
If the ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. So the fact that this ruler is wicked, that's why all these people are wicked. All right? You'll be at in Proverbs 29. Go ahead, bro.
Isaiah 6 and 9. And he said, go and tell this people, hear indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not.
Right. Right. So they're hearing it, but they can't perceive what we're saying. Go ahead. Keep going. My call script doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to stop there. I'm going to go down the script. Go ahead.
6 and 10. Make the heart of his people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears.
Right. Go ahead.
And understand with their heart, and convert and be healed.
Right. They would be healed by the word, man. The Lord wanted them to be healed, but he didn't. That's why he shut their eyes so they couldn't see. They can't see it. You know? No matter how much relics and things you pull up with history and data, then they're still not going to get it because the Lord blocked it. All right? There's a spiritual, I don't know, linebacker, that's the one who blocked. You know? The spiritual linebacker that's blocking them from understanding. All right? That's it on that. That's something else.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 29, and verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn.
That's why the earth is in mourning, because the wicked is bearing rule. The evil people are running the earth. These Edomites, man. All right? They're running the earth, man. Stealing natural resources. All right? Oppressing the people. Go ahead.
It says, verse 20.
Well, why do you think every third, is it a coincidence all the third world countries are just they're non-white countries? All the first world seem to be so-called white countries, right? Edomite countries. No, it's not a coincidence. They've been robbing and stealing from those nations. Okay, go ahead.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 28, and verse 28. When the wicked rise, men hide themselves. But when they perish, the righteous increase.
Right, you got to do everything on the low, everything. You got to sneak. Just to be a man in this earth, you got to sneak, man. You know? I got another woman. Oh my God, oh my God. You know? It's a big deal. But in the ancient world, that was normal. Matter of fact, your grandfather had another woman, man. What are you talking about, man? Go ahead.
Proverbs 29 and 16. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth.
Right, transgression increasing. That's what you see now. The world is getting more wicked. It's not getting more righteous. They're not going more towards righteousness or peace. It's getting more evil and more violence, right? All these different states in America is breaking all-time highs on murder rates. The world is getting more wicked, man. Go ahead.
But the righteous shall see their fall.
Right, but we're going to see their fall. We're going to see these devils fall, man. Go ahead. Let's sit on that. Go ahead. It's a box.
Psalms 37 and 35. I have seen the wicked in great power, and spreading himself like a green bay tree.
Right. He's seen the wicked in great power. Now we see it. All right? Job 9 and 24. Go ahead.
Isaiah 60 and 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee.
Right.
For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people.
Right. Darkness is covering the earth right now. You know? It grows darkness to people because of what? The ruler. The ruler's teaching lies. That's right. All right? He's got everything he got was by wickedness. Everything he does is by wickedness and lies. You see? So how do you think the people live? They live the same way, man. Go ahead. But he's proud. He's arrogant. Right? The scriptures call Esau the most proud. Thou most proud. What are these people all about? Oh, men shall be lovers of themselves. That's what they're all about. Social media, selfies. That's a vain persons, man. Understand? Women are always vain, but men are doing that shit. Now we know we're at an all-time low, man. Go ahead, man.
But the Lord shall rise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
Right. That's what we see now. The glory of the Lord is on us, man. That's why we have the answers. All right? You can't go to the church and get the answers. You can't go to these so-called scientists and get the answers. Elon Musk, or Elon Musty, he's a demon. He's painted out as a hero, but he's with the elites. The elites have their hands in his, have their hands in his back, man. Go ahead. So you got Job 9 24, read that.
This is Job 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Read that loud, brother.
Come. Job 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So that means the wicked run the earth. Until the kingdom of heaven is established, the wicked are in rulership, man. Meaning who? These Edomites. And the wicked is a race of people, by the way. It's not just all the people. There's wicked amongst all nations. But there's a particular nation that's known as the wicked, the evil. Get me that in Malachi 1 and 4. All right? That's what they want to hide from you. That's why why don't they do no movies on Esau, Edom?
That's right.
So much prophecies about Edom, they don't do no movies on it. Who got it? Got it? Go read that loud, brother.
The book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Right, and he's returned and he's built. You see the buildings? He's built the desolate places, man. Give me Obadiah 1. The habitation is high. Get that. Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
Right?
And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
They're going to call the Edomites the border of wickedness. Meaning what? Everywhere these Edomites go, wickedness follows. When they go to these other nations, what do they promote? Do they promote the Bible? Do they promote how to live a righteous life? They might, back in the day, they painted themselves like they were promoting the Bible, but they brought wickedness. Right? Things that were against the Bible. Right? They go to Afghanistan. Now women are twerking. Now I'm not staying in the house. Right? Oh, the alphabet community. Oh, now alphabets are popping out of the trees, out of the under the rocks. Everyone's an alphabet now. Okay? But that's that wickedness. Because that's what he brings, man. Pollution. Right? Yeah, this East Indian guy who was cursing him out. He was one of the leaders. He was like, listen, man, you made us carbon dependent. Now you're getting mad at us about pollution. Because they're the devil, bro. They are the devil. Go ahead.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51 and verse 7. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand,
Yes, sir.
that made all the earth drunken.
Drunken with what? The philosophies. They made all the earth drunken with their philosophies, man. They pushed it down their throat, man. Go ahead.
It says, the nations have drunken of her wine.
Yep.
Therefore the nations are mad.
Right, and now they're starting to look at them funny. Like, what the hell is this, man? We were better off before you came. Go ahead.
Jean 8:4, vous êtes de votre père le diable, et vous voulez faire les convoitises de votre père. Il a été un meurtrier depuis le commencement. Il n'est pas demeuré dans la vérité.
Read that again. Read that. Wait for them to pass and read that again. Go ahead.
Jean 8:4, vous êtes de votre père le diable, et vous voulez faire les convoitises de votre père. Il a été un meurtrier depuis le commencement.
Ouais, c'est quand ça parle du diable, ça parle de Israël, le soi-disant en blanc. Ok? C'est tous les Israélites, les soi-disant noirs, latinos et soi-disant amérindiens qui veulent suivre Israël. Ils veulent suivre le diable. Ok? Qui va mener à votre mort. Alright, comment?
Il n'est pas demeuré dans la vérité parce qu'il n'y a pas de vérité en lui.
Right. Et Isa, dans la réincarnation, est Caïn. Ok? Caïn qui a tué son frère. Abel, ok? Donc il n'est pas resté dans la vérité, ok? La vérité c'est quoi? Aimer son frère comme tu veux être aimé, ok? Bon.
Lorsqu'il dit un mensonge, il parle de ce qui lui est propre, car il est un menteur et le père du mensonge.
Il est le père du mensonge. Tout ce qu'il promeut, toutes les promotions qu'ils font, c'est le mensonge, ok? Il te dit quelque chose qui est, il te présente quelque chose qui est mal, mais il te dit que c'est bien.
Yeah.
Par exemple, ok? L'homosexualité, est-ce que ça mène à la production? Non, ça mène à la mort. Si deux hommes ne peuvent pas apporter un enfant.
That's right.
Alright? Yahweh a créé une structure, l'homme et la femme, ok? Afin de quoi? Afin d'apporter la vie, ok? Mais ce diable te dit non. Il a dit quoi? Ce diable te dit non, on va faire l'homme et l'homme. Ok, la femme et la femme, vous pouvez vous marier. L'homme et la bête, vous pouvez avoir des relations. Alright? Ceci mène à quoi? Ça mène à la mort. Tout ce qui est contre la volonté de Yahweh mène à la mort. Right?
This is Isaiah 30 and 1. It says, woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that take counsel but not of me, and that cover with a covering but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. All right? And that's what they do. They add sin to sin, man. All right? They're about rebellion. Speaking about our people, man. They're all about rebellion. They're trying to follow this devil, and he's the king of rebellion. That walk to go down into Egypt for help. That walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. All right? Which is who's the modern day Pharaoh? Who's the modern day Egyptian today? All right? The Edomites. All right?
That's right. Right? So you put on a covering that's not for you. All right? The Lord programmed these Edomites to be the devil, to be the wicked. That's their lot. All right? Here it is, you're trying to put on the lot of something that doesn't pertain to you. Your law is to be the righteous. That's why the Lord Yahweh shall give you the law, statutes, and commandments. Right? To set you apart from these nations and for ultimately to teach those other nations. All right? But because of your rebellion, you're going to receive the same judgment as the devil. Okay, as it is written, those that are joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Okay?
Right. Right. Those that are joined unto him shall fall by the sword, man. Right? You're joined, it says you go hand joined in hand, yet shall the wicked not go unpunished. These Edomites still gonna go for. I don't care how much kumbaya you singing, how much you give them hugs. That just means they're just gonna go down with them. Alright? The scriptures speak about consenting with a thief. Oh, get me that in Psalms. This is at 50. Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 12 and verse 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them.
The wicked seduceth them. That's why you Jakes, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are so messed up. All right? Because you're seduced by the devil. You're amongst them. All right? You see, one of the worst things, the worst hits for our people was integration, man. Yeah. That was one of the worst hits, man. Because at least when you were by yourself, you had some form of some way about you, some type of culture, man, some proper culture. You see, the black woman was most married in America. All right, but now look at her. She's through. But what did she do? She fell onto the feminist movement, man. And what did that do for her? Now she's single, through. Now when all hell's about to break loose, what's gonna happen to them? They're gonna be the worst off than all other women. Even the Latin tribes, they're gonna be okay compared to them. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 50 and verse 16. For unto the wicked, the Most High said, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
Right, and that's like that series I've been watching, The Handmaid's Tale, man. That Handmaid's, that's a good series that goes into the movie, but they're trying to tie that type of life to the Bible. The Bible don't got nothing to do with that. That oppression that they're showing it, you know? They're like, oh, this is the mindset they're trying to paint is if you let the Bible take over, this is what life will be. No, that's what life is under you Edomites. That's that creepy stuff. All right, that eerie, everything's creepy, you know? It's all creepy. Blessed be the fruit, but they say it's all creepy and weird, man. You know? That's you know what I mean? The woman's having sex with the guy, right? And the wife is holding the woman. Where's that in the Bible? Where's that in the Bible? That's not in the Bible. That's madness. All right? You know? When Sarah gave Hagar to Abraham, she wasn't holding Hagar down while Abraham's plowing her. She's trying to look to the side. That's madness. But that's what they try to paint in the movie, man. You see, it's supposed to be lies, bro. Nothing but lies and demonization. But what Esau's trying to do with his thing is he's trying to actually create a world where he's going to be able to monitor how much strokes you give your woman. Oh, that's 50. That's enough with the carbon emission for the day. You know, you get taxed if you know, the police got to get a license to have sex. This is where Esau's going with it. You telling me that's good? You're mad. Matter of fact, get that. Get Genesis 30th. Get Genesis the 30th chapter. What do you have though?
Isaiah 5 and 20.
Right.
Woe to them that call evil good and good evil.
And that's it. And that's what Esau does. He calls evil good and he calls good evil. Everything he does is backwards, man. The whole earth is backwards. Matter of fact, the fact that Esau is in a position of rulership and the standard of beauty is backwards in itself. They got a deficiency, bro. Yeah. When you look at the scriptures, that's called leprosy, man. So that's backwards in itself, man. Go ahead.
That put darkness. That put darkness.
But you got other nations. What are they doing? What are they? They're bleaching their skin, right? Go to East India. They got a whole bleach economy, bro. Jamaica, right? Jamaica, they got a whole bleach economy. Or West Africa, a whole bleach economy of bleaching their skin on, right? That's psychological warfare. Go ahead.
That put darkness for light and light for darkness. That put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
Right, you can read that too. Yep. They put light for darkness and what?
And sweet for bitter.
And sweet for bitter. They're saying to two men together, that's good. That's two men. That's good. Right? And if you speak against it, you got a problem. Or, no, someone wants you to call them they. It's a one individual person. It's not two people. It's one person. You have to call them they. as a pronoun. Wait a minute, you learned that in school. That ain't correct grammar. But they'll curse you out. You'll get canceled. See how that works? So this whole earth is backwards, man. Go ahead.
2 Corinthians 11 and 13. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into apostles of Hamashiach.
Right. So that's it on that, man. But they're all deceitful. Satan is transformed to an angel of light. You know? Is there?
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
That's it, because their light is a false light, man. It's synthetic. You know what I mean? It's not real light. Okay? Read what you were going to read real quick.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 13 and verse 30. Then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair.
Woo! So that's a plague. That's a plague, right? Yellow thin hair. What's yellow thin hair? That's blonde hair. Okay? But in this earth, is this considered a plague? No, it's considered the top standard of beauty. Showing you this whole earth is upside down, man. And they hold the Bible in their hand, and they don't, you know, they won't uphold that. Go ahead.
It says, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean.
And it's unclean, especially if it's not throughout all the head. Go ahead.
It is a dry scalp, even the leprosy upon the head of beard.
Right, and that's the weakest type of hair too. All right, that's the hair. It's very thin. They bald easily. These Edomites are through, man. But at the end of the day, that's why the earth is backwards. You see what I'm saying? Matter of fact, you might as well get Miriam, man. Get Miriam. You gotta go and read that, bro.
Miriam, ça c'est Salade.
Go ahead, the book of Miriam. That's Muslim. Go ahead, man.
This is Numbers 12, and I'm going to start at verse 1. And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. And they said,
you know what's funny? Even in the movies, they paint the Ethiopian woman as a white woman. Yeah. So everyone's white, right? The Ethiopians are white, the Egyptians are white, everyone's white. And black people just manifested from where? Where did East Indians manifest from? Huh? See how this man is the devil? He's a liar? Go ahead, read that, man.
Verse 2, and they said, had the Lord indeed...
But I see Ethiopians all the time. I never see that. Where's the white Ethiopians at? Go ahead. They must have died off. Go ahead.
Verse 2, and they said, hath the Lord indeed spoken only by Moses? Hath he not spoken also by us? And the Lord heard it. Now the man Moses was very meek above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. And the Lord spake suddenly unto Moses, and unto Aaron, and unto Miriam, Come out ye three unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they three came out. And the Lord came down in the pillar of the cloud, and stood in the door of the tabernacle, and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, hear my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is...
Go down to the point, bro.
Go
down to the point, please.
Verse 11. And Aaron said unto Moses, alas, my Lord, I beseech thee.
Go to kindle the anger of the Lord was kindled.
Verse 9. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed, and departed off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam become leprous, white as snow, and Aaron looked upon...
So he said Miriam became leprous, white as snow. Showing you to look like that is a plague, it's leprosy. Okay? Why didn't they tell the Native Americans that, man? See? Go ahead.
White as snow, and Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said unto Moses, alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not this sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned.
That's it. All right? Wherein we have done foolishly, and where we have sinned, man. Okay, because what? She got turned to basically she got the Edomite skin color. All right, she got pale. The pigment was stripped from her. You see, and that's a curse. Meaning what? The opposite is that's normal. It's a blessing, but really it's not really. It's just normal. It's just normal. It's like having 2 eyes and 2 hands. It's just normal. All right. What you got, bro?
Amos 9. Are you ye not as the children of the Ethiopian unto me, O children of Israel?
Yeah, which that's really going into the fact that we were cast off as heathen. And the Lord's like, you're like the children, you're like a damn Ethiopian to me now. You know, we used to use that for color, but that's really, you know, because the Lord cast us off. But that's all good. That's what we used to use. You know, but at the end of the day, the children of Israel, hold on, where did Moses live? He lived amongst Pharaoh's house, right? An Egyptian. The Egyptians are known for being tall and dark-skinned, according to the history, man. You see? So obviously Moses was dark-skinned. He didn't look like a white man. I'm gonna take him as my son. Like no one can see he looked different. Come on, bro. That's ridiculous, bro. What you have, bro?
Yeah, kind of King.
Mark that.
Genesis 4:15, and the Lord said unto him, therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him.
That's it. And that mark was really leprosy, man. That mark was a stripping of his pigmentation, man. So if anyone's seen him, they would have just put him to death. Okay? Especially back then, you're like, what the hell is this, man? He must perish, you know? I must kill him. I must bring the sword to him. You know? I hope they said it, bro. They weren't playing with that back then, bro. Even in Africa, they got a lot of places where you gotta hide when you got leprosy, man. You know? Because they're bugged out, you know? They use you to make soup or some shit. You know? Fuck out, man. But, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, back then it was the same thing. If you see like these different animals, like a squirrel, if a squirrel's white, the other squirrels will attack him. Because he looks, you know, because they'll know, see something's off. Alright? That's all.
This is the book of Job, chapter 10 and verse 21. Before I go whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. A land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death. That's it. Without any order, and where the light is as darkness.
That's it. It's a land of darkness, bro. We're speaking of America, Babylon the Great. And that's where all the philosophies of the earth right now is governed through America, man. America's policing the earth and giving out this wine. You know? That these people are all drunken by. You see? That's why they can put sanctions here, sanctions there. They got their chest poked out. You see? Because the Lord gave them that power, but they're about to be taken out of power. That's right. All right? And we're about to be put in power, man. The sons of God. All right? Go ahead, bro.
The book of Revelation, chapter 18, and verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
Right, because of what? It's a consumer-based society. But then he Psalms 23.
This is Psalms 23 and verse 1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul.
He leadeth me beside still waters. That's that truth, man. His staff comfort me. That's the Holy Spirit. All right? He's guiding us, man. You see, these people, the majority of these people, they don't got no comfort. They don't know which way to turn, man. They just do what the government says. Say, put on the mask, put on the mask. He said, wear bunny ears to prevent the spread. You're see all these people with bunny ears on, man. And they're going to curse you out for not having bunny. Where's your bunny ears? All right? Because they're in darkness, man. Go ahead.
God, verse 3. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake.
That's it. The path we're the only ones walking in the path of righteousness, man. All right? The ones in his truth. Everyone else is there, doing whatever their heart wants them to do, man. Which the heart is deceitful above all things, man. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will not fear no evil.
Right.
For thou art with me.
And that's it. We don't fear these devils. We don't fear what Esau got coming, man. You know, we fear Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We know that Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to take care of his men. We know that throughout all history, that's what's been. All right? And we've seen signs of this already. We got what we need. Some people will see the same signs and they will perceive it the same way because they're not, you know, they're not of his. Go ahead.
For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
Yep.
Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup.
Do not we have a table prepared? This is a feast right now that we're dealing with. Right? We're dealing with a feast right now, man. In the face of these devils and the rest of these nations. Okay? And those are our enemies. See? But they're seeing it. Oh, matter of fact, get Ezekiel the 37th chapter. All right? Keep going.
Come. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Yeah. Surely, read that again.
Come. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Yeah, the Lord gives the ones that follow him goodness and mercy, man. See? You don't give that to everybody. Everyone's not getting the sure mercies of David. All right? He was holding some. Shaquat, what do you got? What are you holding there?
Come on, Psalms 119 and 105. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path.
Yeah, right. It's a lamp. You know, because they're in darkness, but we can see what's around. You know, we can see there's a stumbling block there. We can see there's certain things coming. You know, they can't see it because they're walking in darkness, man. They're groping in the noonday as in night. Go ahead, bro.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 98 and verse 2. The Lord hath made known his salvation. His righteousness hath he openly shown in the sight of the heathen.
Right. Oh, right. That feast. Read that again.
Psalms 98 and verse 2. The Lord hath made known his salvation. His righteousness hath he openly shown in the sight of the heathen.
That's it. We're the ones that declaring his righteousness. Right? See, we're declaring it in the sight of our enemies, man. Go ahead, get me that for the Psalms 501, because I'm going to read that in a second. Also on Psalm 501. Go ahead.
Selachia, verse 3. He hath remembered his mercy and his...
Psalms, excuse me. Wisdom of Psalm. Go ahead. But you can hold that. Go ahead.
He hath remembered his mercy and his truth toward the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our power.
All the ends of the earth. Well, what's that you were holding before that answer? Ezekiel 37. Okay, we're going to get to that. Go ahead.
Job 19, 25. Car je sais que mon Rédempteur est vivant et qu'au dernier jour il se tiendra debout sur la terre.
Parlant de Yahushua, on sait que Yahushua est vivant. Okay? On sait que son témoignage est réel. On sait qu'il va revenir et délivrer les élus de la nation d'Israël. Ok?
Et bien qu'après cette courbe de vers détruiront ce corps, toutefois en ma chair, je verrai Dieu Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
Yeah, parce que les élus seront appelés par les soi-disant UFO, les ovnis, okay, qui sont les chariots d'Israël, okay, les chariots de notre délivrance. Mais notre corps corruptible ne peut pas hériter de l'incorruptible. Okay? Cette chair doit fondre dans un autre terme. Okay? Et on doit hériter d'un corps extraterrestriel.
That's right. Go on. That's it, all right.
Ezekiel 37 and 3. And he said unto me,
start about verse 5.
Verse 5, select it. Ezekiel 37 and 5. Thus saith the Lord power unto these bones. Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. I will lay sinew upon you, and will bring up flesh upon you.
That represents the awakening of the Israelites. This is part of that great awakening.
That's right.
What brothers is doing all around the earth.
That's right.
Now, and waking up and knowing that we're Israelites, not calling yourself black and hate IT and IC and all these different names. You're calling yourself what the Lord calls you. Man. That's right. 12 tribes of Israel. All right? From Judah all the way to Issachar. Man. See? Go ahead.
And will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and ye shall live.
Right, and the breath represents the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You know, that Holy Spirit being given unto us. But you see, it's not, right now there's a lot of Israelites that got the skin and all that on, but they're missing the breath. You know, they're missing the full understanding. Yeah, go ahead. They're missing the full understanding. All right? Go ahead.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord.
That's it. Go down where it says a great army.
It says here, verse 11. Then said he unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, say unto them, our bones are dried up, and our hope is lost. We are cut off from our parts.
Jump to like 10 or something like that.
10 close to like it. Oh. Verse 10. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came unto them, and they lived and stood.
But as prophesying, this is how the breath is entering into them. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And the breath came into them, and they lived and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army.
And this is what it is. This is part of that exceeding great army.
That's right.
You know, that spiritual army, man, that Esau can't take down, because the third temple is hidden. You know, the third temple is hidden. The third temple is not out in the open like before. They could come and break it down, bulldoze it, because Esau would have did that. He would already did that. You see what I'm saying? Like he did Black Wall Street and all the rest of them, Rosewood, the rest of those black prosperous nations, right? Prosperous things that black people are doing in the midst of their enemies. But ultimately, he can't take this down, because this is a spiritual army that the Lord is raising up. All right? And he's hiding them. That's why it speaks about the hidden ones. The hidden, well, yeah, right. That's right. The hidden ones that's in the hidden place of the Most High. You know, the secret place of the Most High. Go ahead.
Was it on that?
Is it on that? All right, go ahead.
This is Luke 17 and verse 20. And when he was the man of the Pharisees, when the kingdom should come, he answered and said, he answered them and said, the kingdom of the Most High cometh not with observation, neither shall they say, lo here, or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of the Most High is within you.
Revelation 21. The kingdom of heaven is within us. All right, the elect, the Israelites, man. All right, it's not going to be in everybody. It's not going to be in every nation. It's only in the elect in this time. You see, meaning what? The kingdom is a people before it's a place. Israel is a people before it's a place. Wherever we're at is really part of the kingdom of heaven. You see. The reason Michael Jordan could do what he could do physically is because he's an Israelite. You see? But that's an Israelite that's not even of the elect. So how much more in the spirit, Israelites who are of the elect, how much more are we going to be able to do? You understand? And that in itself is showing you that the kingdom is with us, man. Got Revelation 21? Okay. Read that real quick.
Revelation 21 and verse 1. And I saw a new heaven and new earth, for the first heaven, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven.
That's the elect. That's not speaking about an actual city coming down, you know, with gold and shining like how the so-called Christians explain it. No, this is actual people, actual men, all right? With supernatural bodies coming down from them ships, man.
That's right.
All right, to take over. That's, but you know, the kingdom's already, once we come down from the ships, we already got it.
Yeah, that's it.
You Edomites might as well just go get them plowshares and them, you know, them pruning hooks, the hammers, the nails, whatever you need, man, and gather the precious stones. As soon as you see us coming from the heaven, just gather the precious stones. You got it? Gather the precious stones, man. Go ahead, man.
Good. Coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband.
That's it. And guess what? We're the glory of the Heavenly Father. So you think the Lord is not going to dick out his wife? You want, first of all, you want your wife to, who the fuck wants to walk around a fat wife? You know? She's young, but she's super fat.
That's you. That's you.
Come on, bro. Yeah, that's what you do when you get on Jake, I show you Jake is on a low level. Yeah. Jake will have it'll be a decent looking Jake, a handsome, you know? No, you know? Like straight up be a good looking Jake. Then you see the one like, what's this guy doing? What's wrong with this guy?
What's wrong with this guy?
Bro, you know there's something called back pain. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. What's wrong with you, bro? But it's like, really? And that's an embarrassment. I mean, wonder how these guys get embarrassed. I was always embarrassed about that. I would never, you know, certain chicks you just gotta, you know, sneak out the window. You know? So what are you doing? You wanna leave from the front door? I don't want to leave from the front door. I don't like front doors. I don't like front doors. Like injure your leg, but it's worth it. You know, 'cause ain't nobody catching you. You know what I mean? That's an embarrassment. So you think the Lord is gonna keep His people in that state, man? Nah, bro. The Lord is gonna make His people glorious, man. That's right. See, like in the time of King Solomon, right? The doorman would look like the king, right? Right? Yeah. You got an Edomite, an Ishmaelite, you know, there you go. You got a regular Israelite trying to probably giving him silver coin. Here, right there, man. You look hungry. You know, Ishmaelite prince, you look hungry. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, the movies and hey kid, he turns around, catch. Go ahead, bro. What you got?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 49 and verse 15. Can a woman forget her suckling child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yea, they may forget, yet will I not forget thee. Behold, I have graven thee upon the palms of my hands. Right. Thy walls are continually before me.
Thy walls is continually before me. Read that again.
Isaiah 49 and 15. Can a woman forget her suckling child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yea, they may forget, yet will I not forget thee.
Right. The Lord is not going to forget His people, man. All right. Matter of fact, what's that? Isaiah the 3rd chapter, or Jeremiah the 3rd chapter. You got another one? Yeah. What?
It says, behold, I have graven thee upon the walls of my hands, thy walls are continually before me. And this is Isaiah chapter 62.
Oh, the scripture says, I will beautify the meek.
Yeah, I'm right there.
Oh, you're right there. Salakia. Please forgive me. Go ahead.
Isaiah 62 and 3. Thou shalt also be a crown of glory in the hand of the Lord, and a royal diadem in the hand of thy power.
Yeah, man. A royal diadem in the hand of the power, man. Yo, Shafat, look up diadem. Look up diadem. How you spell it?
D-I-A-D-E-M.
Look up diadem. Okay? The Lord is not dealing with no bust down, man. He dealing with no, you know, what they used to call it, a grenade in whatever that shore was, right? He dealing with no 4, no 3. He's dealing with the top notch. 10, beyond 10, brother. 144.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? It's going to be beyond these other nations. These nations could never even dream of catching up where we're about to go, man. Oh, then now he said, I wish I was like, oh, get Balak. Get Balak. Get what Balak said, bro. Matter of fact, read that. You got that?
Yeah. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6 and 2.
Yes, sir.
I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman.
Woo, I've likened the daughter of Zion to a calmly and delicate woman. You see? Calmly. What does calmly mean? Beautiful, man. And delicate meaning what? Feminine. You see this so-called blind. Click, click, click. She walk with a click. She's down there going to break the back of the heel. So masculine, man. With a little shorty. You know, you gotta spend a prayer for your husband sometimes. Man. He's gonna give a prayer for the man. Now, I know he's not the truth, but he's gonna throw a prayer out there. Alright? Go ahead, man.
Psalm 15. The mighty God of heaven, the Lord, has spoken and called the earth from the rising of the sun unto the going down. Therefore, out of Zion, the perfection of beauty,
Go ahead.
God hath shined. Our God shall come and shall not keep silence. A fire shall devour before him, and he shall be very tempestuous round about him.
That's it, man. Listen, man. The perfection of beauty is going to be Israel. Man.
That's right.
Our people are going to be the perfection of beauty amongst these nations. Right? That's why they were hating. They were envious from the beginning. Yeah. Why do you think they always wanted to know? They clapped their hands and they hissed their teeth. You know, because they were confederate with us going down, man. See, because when we were with our power, right? If you want to go back to King David, King Solomon, we were the perfection of beauty, bro. Garments, you know what I mean? The land, the order, the law, statutes, and commandments. They didn't have laws and statutes and commandments that were perfect. The Lord gave us laws, statutes, and commandments that are perfectly in line with the earth. All right? So what do you think was on the land? The land was flourishing more than all these other nations' land. Okay? Salakia, hold on. You had something, right? Balak? Oh, you got Balak? Okay, I thought you had something before that. Something. Go ahead, read that first.
The definition of diadem in the blue letter, it reads plate, chaplet, wealth, crown, plate, coronet, diadem.
Get a picture of it. Get a picture of it. Right, crown, because that represents glory. That would make sense. Huh? It doesn't show? It shows?
It shows like a crown.
Okay, show the camera. Show the camera real quick. Show the camera real quick. Okay? That's what it represents, a diadem, the crown. You know? And you know it's gonna have jewels on it. You know crown's got to have jewels on it. Right? So the Israelites are gonna be like a crown in the Heavenly Father's hand. Representing that glory. You think if you got a crown, you think he's the king of the universe is gonna have some black crown? No, so you know, a crown made out of silver. No, he's gonna get some different type of crown. It's gonna be different. You had something else though. You had comment. Right.
I had the beautified the Miko psalm.
Right. That's what I meant to say. Right.
Psalms 149 and verse 4. For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people, who will beautify the meek with salvation.
That's it. The meek, which is who? The Israelites, starting with the elect, is going to be beautified with salvation. Right. Okay. They're gonna be decked out, man. The new bodies, you have no clue how they're gonna look, man. Right? Like when the brother had the dream of that other brother who passed away, he said he was, he was good, but he said he didn't look the same. His form wasn't the same in the spirit realm. You see what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a different type of form, right? What you got? That's something going on.
This is 1 John 3 and 2. Beloved, now are we the sons of Yahweh, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him.
Right.
For we shall see him as he is.
Like who? Like Yahweh Shai. All right? And remember, Yahweh Shai came down with a golden girdle, man. He came down with a girdle. There's a golden, you're talking about you got a leather belt. He came with a golden girdle, man. You see?
Lamentation 4 et 7. Ces Nazariens étaient plus purs que la neige. Ils étaient plus blancs que le lait. Ils étaient plus...
And that don't mean they were Edomites. That don't mean they have pale skin. That's not speaking about their skin. That's speaking about being pure. Period. It's being pure individuals inside. Okay? Because if you got that type of skin color, you got a leprosy, all right? You got a skin condition. The Israelites never had no skin condition, man. Israelites went from dark brown to a lighter brown, but they had that brown tone. You see? Go ahead.
Plus vermeil de corps que des rubis. Ils étaient comme un saphir poli.
Un saphir poli, man. Quand tu polis quelque chose, it shines. You see what I'm saying? Ça brille. You see? So we're going to shine in the kingdom, man. Right? Right, for that light is coming. Go ahead.
Ezekiel 16 and 10. I clothed thee also with broaded works, and shod thee with badger skin, and girded thee about with fine linen.
And fur coats. Pull up with the fur coat. You got the stones on, the emerald, the precious, the hidden stones. But then you got the fur coat. Go ahead.
And I covered thee with silk. I decked thee.
Then your clothing is silk. Go ahead.
I decked thee also with ornaments, and put bracelets upon thy hands, and chain on thy neck. I put a jewel on thy foreheads, and earrings in thy ears, and a beautiful crown upon thy head.
But it shows you that we're the people of the scriptures, because the scriptures speak about earrings and these things. Yeah. Jake is the one with diamond. Who started that? Jake, right? The whole hip hop community. Diamond in the ears, diamond in the chin. That's our spirit. Not the spirit of these Edomites. You see a rich Edomite, he don't got nothing. He don't dress bad, so he don't drive like that. Because guess what? It's not an Esau spirit. That's in our spirit to live like royalty. All right? Go ahead.
Thus was thou decked with gold and silver, and thy raiment was of fine linen and silk, and broidered work. Thou didst eat fine flour and honey and oil, and thou wast exceedingly beautiful, and thou didst prosper into a kingdom. And thy renown went forth among the heathens for thy beauty, for it was perfect through my
See, there's going to be
comeliness.
some people that might, their whole life, right? He just waited to get to Israel, man. Their whole life just waiting to get there, man. Now it's people waiting to get there. It never crossed in my mind in the world ever to try to travel to Israel. Never passed in my mind not once. Right? I'm thinking about Cancun, Brazil. I'm thinking about going where it's sunny. I ain't thinking about no damn Israel. That's a war zone. I'm talking about go over there, you know, in the hotel, a Molotov cocktail, you know, goes enters the window. Nah, bro. But when we're in that kingdom, they're gonna be fighting tooth and nail. You know, we're gonna have people at the gate. Go, calm down. First of all, get to the right side and stay in line. Grab one of the Hamites, you know, get it right and stay left. I don't understand. Shut up.
For it was perfect through my comeliness, which I have put upon thee, said the Lord.
That shit. That's it. Right.
Praise the Lord.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 3 and verse 7. And in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble.
That's that spiritual power, right? So on top of that, on top of being decked out, we got the spiritual. And Jake knows how to deck out. We don't need to wonder how. First of all, our minds are going to be open. Our minds, they say that you'll use like 10% of your brain. When we use 100% of our brain, imagine the creativity and the innovation. So, oh yeah, I'm right. Jake can spit, no? Courtesy, no? Jake can spit. You understand? Courtesy is a bot, you know? Jake can spit. You see what I'm saying? But ultimately, guess what? At the end of the day, imagine in the kingdom what we can do, man. You got Jake in a regular little song. Oh, Michael Jackson. Yo, I'm not in the kingdom. It's going to blow these out of the water, man. Oh, when King David played the harp, spirits, demonic spirits left. You play one of these trap beats, you're going to bring 7 more wicked than itself. Right? You'll bring 7 more demons more wicked than itself in this damn music that they got today, man. Alright? So, like it, you had something? Go ahead.
This is 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 5. Yea, also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house and holy priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to Yahweh by Yahweh Shah HaMashiach.
Spiritual sacrifices. So do we have to take a goat right now anyway? No, because everything starts in spirit anyway. Everything is spiritual anyway. Everything is there's a significance to a lot of those, to the sacrifices in the law anyway. Right? What was the ultimate sacrifice? Yahweh Shah. Okay. Go ahead.
Verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people.
Holy meaning what? Separate. Meaning separate. Get me Deuteronomy 7:6. We're separate, bro. Alright? Matter of fact, Shaquat, grab that. I have been holding some scriptures for you.
That ye should
You too. Go ahead.
that ye should show forth the praise of him who has called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
Right. Into his marvelous light. You know? So this is what even the beauty starts with the wisdom and knowledge. You see? That's where the beauty starts. It starts from the inward. Okay? You see these chicks out here, right? A lot of them, when I speak to them personally, I'm speaking to me personally. I know a lot of people have the same sentiment too. That when you start talking to them, they start to become unattractive. So they're just all vain and all about, you know, it's an unattractive spirit that comes with them. And I'd rather deal with a woman that has a decent spirit inside of her than to deal with a fine woman that got a wicked spirit. You might deal with her one time, or you know, but really I'd rather, you know, be around the other one. Okay? Because why? Because it's about the inward before it's about the outward. Right? Go ahead.
This is Zechariah chapter 9 and 16. And the Lord their power shall save them in that day as the flock of his people. For they shall be as the stones of a crown, lifted up as an ensign upon his land.
Woo! Stones of a crown, man. See, that's why we have each Israelite, each tribe represents different stones. You know, like Judah represents what, the emerald. You've got Benjamin, I believe, is the jasper. Okay, you see what I'm saying? I'm trying to remember. There's a lot, bro. There's a lot. You know, if I'm not mistaken, it might be Asher. That's amethyst. You know, but all the stones represent different tribes, man. Okay. What you got, bro?
Still back to what the Lord. Sirach 9 and 8. Turn away thine eye from a beautiful woman, and look not upon another beauty.
Right. Hey, that's what you gotta do, and I'm doing that now. Like I'm better at that now. And let's say I first came into the truth for earlier, you know, I'm getting better at that. Not even paying attention to that. You see what I'm saying? You understand? Because that's really a snare for you, man. You find out, and the dudes get hypnotized by that, and they find out that they're sleeping next to Beelzebub. Okay? Go ahead.
For many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman.
They've been deceived. Oh, it looks so nice and cute, you know? Might even be feminine, might know how to say the right things. But they come to find out she ain't right. Alright, go ahead.
For wherewith love is kindled as a fire.
Yep. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 26 and 14. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord. And there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed.
That's it. Because you see them dudes in the world, they might have a loving and silent woman, but then they find the next woman that they might get. You know, that's wicked. You know, that's wicked too. Don't get it twisted. All right? You can't just be dipping and, you know, popping and eating. That's, for a while, that's someone's daughter. All right? That's someone's daughter, bro. You gotta deal with it as such. But at the end of the day, too, right? As that's if she's walking the way you want her to walk. In other words, she listens. If she's just being a complete honey badger, you know, the honey badger is relentless. Honey badgers be fighting hyenas and lions. It's a little better. I'm more scared of that than a damn hyena. Okay? But at the end of the day, if she acting like that, you can kick her to the curb. The scriptures speak about that, man. She don't we're not going where you want and give her a bill of divorce, man. But if she's somewhat decent, and, you know what I mean, and not really, you know, you ain't get no spirits on her, you got to deal with her, you know. You got to take care of her, so on and so forth. There's a scripture that speaks about if a man get another, you know what I'm talking about. There's laws that have to do with that too, man. You got something else?
Wisdom of Solomon 5.
Hold on. Read that.
This is Proverbs 11 and verse 22. As a jewel of gold in a swine's snout, so is a fair woman which is without discretion.
Without this, meaning what? You're all loud, obnoxious. Like the endo, all loud, obnoxious. You know? You know, where don't listen to nobody. I don't need that. You know, all that stupid shit. Yeah. That makes her unattractive. That's why nobody wants to be. They want to know, hey, no, there's colorism. No, it ain't colorism, bitch. All right? You need to know how to act. That's what it is. Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 12 and verse 4. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is as rottenness in his bones.
Right. I want to know how to be quiet. This is just say anything comes to her head. That's someone that's like a what? A jewel in a snout and a pig's nose. That's disgusting, you know? Although it might look pretty, it's just, you know. That's why I said, man, I'd rather deal with a woman that has some type of, you know, inside she's something, you know what I mean? Then the outside she's pretty, but then she's like, you know, she don't know how to act. You know, the inside is nothing. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 26 and verse 7. An evil wife is a yoke shaken.
And you rather do something for a woman like that, like a woman that's appreciative. You want to do things for her, you know what I'm saying? Or if she do things, she listens to you, but then she's appreciative, and so you want to do. But then someone who's unappreciative, like, man, go home, man. Why don't you go home? All right, go ahead. Yeah, take your shoes with you, man. Go ahead.
An evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro.
Right, it's like a what?
It's a yoke shaken to and fro.
You're like you're in captivity, man. Sometimes I hear some of these chicks speak, it's like, God, it's oppression. Just to hear them speak, I'm not even dealing with them, I'm just hearing them on the video, I'm like, yo, I feel oppressed. This is abuse. Okay? Oh, yo, man, there's one chick, I see this one, the Peace show. The way she was talking was just everywhere. You see everyone, it sounded like nails on a chalkboard. God damn, bitch. All right, but that's oppression, man. And that's like being in cap. Imagine you have to go home to that every day. That's why there's guys that now they're mad that the bars are closed. Now they're protesting that open the bars back up. Because that's how they can escape. You know what I'm saying? That's how they can escape from that. Oh, the scripture speak about is better to, yeah. I know the spirit's flowing through you.
This is Ecclesiasticus 25 and verse 16. I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman.
That's true. When you look up listen, man, when you have a wicked, evil woman with you, man, and you got to go home to that every night, man, that's a problem. And you got a lot of, especially the so-called black man. And the thing is this about our people, they actually enable that shit. They enable that behavior. You understand? If they were to say, you know, I ain't dealing with this shit, right? They would cut down. They would complain, they would kick, hey, oppressive. They would complain. But at the end of the day, they would get in line to some degree. But they enable that, man. They act like it's cute, man. See? Go ahead. Oh, that was it on that?
This is Sirach 25 and 20. At the climbing up, a sandy way is to the...
Because you know why? Because the tribe of Judah, especially Judah, man, is the biggest simps on the earth, man. Don't get it twisted. Some of the stories you hear, you think it's an Edomite. Oh, it gotta be an Edomite. No, you find out it's a so-called black man, a tribe of Judah, man. You can't even call him a Judite, man. Not even worthy at this point. You see? Yeah, some simp activities, man. Oh, Boys to Men. That was a super simp group. I can't even listen to some of their tracks. They're great singers, but the things they were pushing was, what? Bro, there's one track where he said, I know I seen you with another man, but I still love you. Just come home to me. Weak. A lot of things that he's singing be things that women should be singing. A lot of things that women are singing is things that men should be singing. So it's all backwards, man. All right? So I can go ahead, bro.
Sirach 25 and 20. As the climbing up in a sandy way is to the feet of the aged, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man.
Woo, it's just like nails onto a chalkboard, and you gotta stay around it, right? That's why some of these dudes just resort to that you know, that Floyd, you know, that bing 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 bing, you know, the bing bing bang bang, right? And that makes it worse. So the best thing to do is just leave, man. Slaki, you got something else? Go ahead.
Sirach 7 and 25. Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have. Verse 26. Sirach 7 and 26. Hast thou a wife after thy mind? Forsake her not.
Has a wife after thy mind. In other words, because when you're with a woman for a long enough time too, she starts to learn what you like. If she's a decent woman, okay, she starts to learn what you like, and you know what I mean, and know how to, you know, how you like to play, whatever the case is. So you know, you become one flesh. All right. So things start to be able to move in unison. You don't just forsake a chick like that, man. You gotta kind of, you know what I mean? If you get a next woman, you gotta deal with that woman same way. Go ahead.
Hast thou a wife after thy mind? Forsake her not, but give not thyself over to a light woman.
Right.
A light woman.
A light one. It says light, right? Yeah. So like a woman that just do what she want to do, man. All right. You see? So, but at the end of the day, though, let's be real. Most of these dudes ain't leaving. It's mostly the women leaving. Okay. In today's age, 80% of them is the woman leaving. Men don't really leave relationships like that, man. Okay. They usually just stick it out. They might deal with another woman, but they don't leave the relationship most of the time. Okay. Go ahead.
This is Sirach 25 and 1. In three things I was beautified and stood up beautiful both before Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, and men. The unity of brethren, the love of neighbors, a man and a wife that agree together.
Right. You're right. They're moving in unison, as in one flesh. Okay, that's a beautiful thing. You see. But anything else, and that's why we got to be in unison with Yahweh Shem, right? That's the bottom line. But in this society, you can't really be that. You know, you're not going to be fully in unison most, because what? They got too much damn spirits on them. They got too much sperm cells floated up in them, man. Let's just keep it real, keep it candid. They don't try to pair bond with too much people. So now they're just bugged up. Like the elder said, he said, yo, a woman might be getting mad at you, and it might be a spirit of some Edomite she dealt with before, man. Manifesting, you know? Yeah. That's what you're dealing with right now. Okay? So you can't really, you ain't gonna be moving in unison like that in 2022. What you got, bro?
Proverbs 31:3. Give not thy strength unto woman, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings.
Said thy ways to that which you read, because they destroyed kings. Go ahead.
Timothy 3:6. For it's the sort of the rich creep in houses and lead captive silly women, laden with sins and led away with diverse lusts, and ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth.
Why is that though? Because they're the weaker vessel. See what I'm saying? So that's why they gotta be under construction. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. And also there's another one dealing with the woman's sin. It's in that one? No, I'm not sure though. Oh, that was it on that? That was it. Okay, that was it. Okay. You got something, Shaquat?
Real quick. Ecclesiasticus 36 and verse 24. He that getteth a wife begetteth a possession.
What? Read that again. What?
He that getteth a wife begetteth a possession.
Getteth a possession. All right, meaning what? You own her, your wife. You're supposed to, at least not in this society. You know, they belong to the community. All right, they don't belong to you. It's community property. All right, but that's what it's supposed to be. Okay. Go ahead.
A help like unto himself.
A help like unto, meaning what? She knows what you like. She knows what you need. She knows how to add unto you. That's what a proper wife is about. What about, oh, I need a woman to feed me mentally? What the fuck are you talking about? Like Eddie Murphy coming to America. You got a perfect woman here that's ready for everything. Beautiful. Long hair. You know, whatever he said she'd do, I don't like this. And he went to go get her some ghetto gagger from flipping from New York. That was complaining, rude. And that's what you're supposed to be into? You're supposed to trade that for that? Come on, bro. That's propaganda. That got him sleeping on the couch. But it's sick, you know? They're sleeping on the couch, man. What?
And the pillar of rest. Where no hedges, the possession is spoiled. And he that hath no wife.
Ooh, with no hedges, the possession is spoiled. Hey. All right? So that's why you got to put a hedge, meaning what? Guarded. And when you tell them certain things, you're saying it for their protection. You ain't saying it to oppress their ass. You're saying it because you know, listen, if this happens, you're thinking logically, right? You're trying to say, okay, what's the best thing so that she's not in danger? Okay, don't come at home at this time and don't walk through that alleyway. Go this way, you know, just take the bus and walk straight. Right? I'm a girl person, speak to me like a child, you know what I mean? But you're trying to tell us for our own good, all right? But that's part of that hedge. See, the protection starts. Most of the protection, like 80%, starts beforehand. It doesn't start in between when the thing is happening. It starts before. It's prevented. Go ahead.
And he that hath no wife will wander up and down morning.
Oh, even in that series, The Handmaid, right? They had to walk in twos. They couldn't walk by themselves. They had to walk in twos. You know? It was dangerous. Like, why? You know? Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes.
You know, Esau made it demonic. Where it's like you have to be assigned to a certain person. Where's the person you're assigned? Show me your ID. Oh, well, that's not going to has nothing to do with scriptures. Show me your ID. Unless you're a slave. Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiasticus 26 and verse 10. If thy daughter be
But
shamed.
even then, we didn't have no ID. You walk around with an ID. No, let me check my purse. The ID. No, there's no ID, man. Okay, Con. Okay, you're Maya from Bethlehem. Okay. That didn't happen, bro. What?
Good. This is Ecclesiasticus 26 and verse 10. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly.
And the vast majority of these chicks are shameless out here, right? All right? Completely shameless. You know, meaning what? Well, what proves that? Look at how they dress. Yeah. There's not no shame in the way they dress. In the ancient world, like I said, if you haven't seen this, what was going on? What is this? What's this? Is every woman a harlot? Does every woman practice the profession of harlot? Right, the clothes, you know? And if Yahushua could start that woman say, oh, you said, well, you don't have one husband, you have 5 husbands. That was an insult. Imagine now. I'll say, well, I have is not one husband, I'll have his 2,300 husbands. Go ahead.
Good. Lest she abuse herself to over much liberty.
That's abuse, man. That's abuse. What you do to you abuse your damn self. You know about toxic. You're toxic to your damn self. Right? A womb is really, it's sensitive, man. And you got all them sperm cells having a damn Royal Rumble. You know, you got one sperm cell having another sperm cell in a chokehold. All right? Because what? Because you dealing all these different things. And that's why all that stink, that's why them pussy, most of these bitches pussy stink. It's called bitch, right? All right? And it's becoming overrated, this whole sex. All right? And why do you think you gotta wear a condom? Why do you think all these diseases are spreading? Because what? Because all this promiscuity, man. In the ancient one, they didn't have to wear no condom, so that pleasure was better. See, even in that movie, go back to the Handmaid's series, right? They were acting like sex was just some chore, like you weren't allowed to have pleasure. That's not the Bible. It's about the pleasure that came with it. You know, it's ridiculous. That's the mind of an Edomite. An Edomite is so retarded. That if it was his choice, that's how it would be. You know. The man was there, and it looked like he didn't want to even do it. Like he wasn't even looking at the watch. And the way he's doing it, there's no finesse to it. There's no finesse. He's just that's an Edomite. They even show you that in the 12 years a slave. You know, they're like, it's like, like a beast. You know. Like an escaped wildebeest, just, you know? Yeah, it's time for breeding. Come on, man. You Edomites need to be put down, man.
Good.
But,
verse 11.
Right. That's the Edomite. Jake can deal with finesse. Jake don't just go up in there. Jake gotta, you know? Shit, warm it up. Warm it up. Well, you should have been warmed up from the get-go. Like, she really is, she gonna be warmed up already. But the whole point, you ain't just like a robot. That's how Esau deals with it, man. But that's how he shows it in the movie. Like everything was just a pressure, everything was just low level. Come on, man. And then when she couldn't breathe, he was cursing out the woman. You know, it's not her fault. You know what I mean? Where's that in the Bible? Get me Genesis the 30th chapter. Show you that there's a bunch of liars, these devils, man. And that's why the Lord said, why are you taking the Bible in your hand, you wicked? All right? These Edomites don't know, but the Bible's not supposed to be in these Edomites' hands, man. This belongs to us, man. Boy, read that, man.
Genesis 30:1. And when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children, Rachel envied her sister. And said unto Jacob,
and you know why the Lord did that too? Why he didn't allow her to be able to bear children? Why did he do that?
He loved Rachel.
Exactly. So the Lord created that balance, man. All that woman had to do was really pray to the Lord. He would have kind of balanced things out. You see? That's why he did that, because he was into Rachel. So he made a balance where Leah was giving out, was very fruitful, man. Go ahead.
And said unto Jacob, give me children, or else I die.
Because the woman understood back then that children, that's part of their purpose, man. Children and also, you know, their husband. Okay? That's part of the family. That's part of their purpose. All right? But in this society, now your purpose is your career. Then they get old and they're depressed. So they don't got no way. And they're not fulfilled. They're never fulfilled. Your work can never fulfill you as a woman. Go ahead.
And Jacob's anger was kindled against Rachel. And he said, am I in the Most High's stead,
Right.
who had withheld from thee the fruit of the womb?
And he said, am I the Heavenly Father that did not give you no child? Am I the Heavenly Father? Why are you getting mad at me? I can't bring you telling me to give you child. I can't give you child. Can I make you pregnant? You got pissed. He talked to her kind of rough there too. He held the womb from you, man. His old baby cakes, it's okay here. You know? He told her straight, man. You know, because what? Because he understood that it's up to the Heavenly Father. He didn't get mad at her either. It's her that was messed up in the head because she wanted it. It's the same thing like Hannah. Remember Hannah? Oh, didn't the Lord do the same thing? He didn't really, he liked Hannah more than the other one, so the Lord balanced it out and opened the other one's womb. You see, the Lord always deals with balance. You see? What? I sit on that? Salaki.
I was reading.
Right, so that's the point on that, man. So where did it say that in thus? No, keep going, Salaki. No, keep going.
And she said, behold, my maid Bilhan, go into her, and she shall bear upon my knees, that I may also have children by her.
Right. So, keep going.
And she gave him Bilhah, her handmaid, to
So
wife.
when you Israelite woman that watch these videos, if you have an Israelite man, when are you gonna go get some women for him, man? If you're so deep in it, you're so deep in the truth, man. They dub the ephod, everything you put in the emojis. You know? I'm not getting, your sister, your sister's trying, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting on you, But when are you gonna do that? You say it in the truth, right? If you're real about it, you be on a Richard's level or Sarah's level. God is a Sarah. Go ahead.
And she gave him Bilhah, her handmaid, to wife. And Jacob went in unto her.
What does that mean? Does that mean that he was playing tic-tac? What is it? Exit, what do you call that?
Tic-tac-toe.
Tic-tac-toe, whatever. You go. No, you go. No. You was out there popping, man. You know? You can get him off strokes. Go ahead.
And Bilhah conceived and bare Jacob a son.
That's it. That's the facts. And how they showed in that movie, The Handmaid's Tale, is that the wife is holding the other woman. That didn't go down like that. So that's not the Bible. Where they get that from? It's Esau that's making up shit to make it seem worse than what it is. If you let Esau continue in the way he's going with his technocracy, he's gonna give you a license to have sex. No, you gotta get a license and you gotta wear a mask. All right, and you gotta get juice. All right, and only certain people can get the license. And you gotta wear 2 condoms now. 2, and it's the law. And there's cameras in your house. That's where Esau's going with it. But you're worried about the scriptures? Esau's doing away with the scriptures, man. He don't want nothing to do with the Bible. Go ahead. There's Reuben. That was it. So she bare him a son, man. Okay. So that's showing you, man. That's showing you that ultimately the Lord could do that, man. The Lord could open a woman's womb and close it. So where's this whole thing you blaming? She don't conceive child. Get in the room. That's what the wife did with her. Threw her in the room. Don't leave. Left her in there for 14 days. I'm like, what is this? What is this nonsense? You know? That's just an asshole. You know what I mean? This is nonsense. But that's how they think. See, if you're under the Bible, this is what it would be. Come on, man. You devils are something else, man. It's crazy. You devils are. It speaks about how you blaspheme. You know what I'm thinking about, right? You blaspheme, the word of the Lord, roughly paraphrasing. You know? The tabernacle, or the concrete, something like that. You see? Because Esau's a liar, man. You know? Go ahead, what you got, bro?
Psalm 50 and verse 16.
Oh yeah, you might as well get it again. That's the Spirit bringing it out again. Go ahead.
But unto the wicked the Most High said, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
Right.
Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee.
Right, you hate instruction, right? You take the Bible in your hand, you have your president swear around it, and everything in your court system, but then you do the exact opposite of what it tells you to do. All right? Showing you they're not but hypocrites, man. Go ahead.
When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him.
Well, what's an example of a thief that they consent this with? Christopher Columbus. That's a thief. Roosevelt, Andrew Jackson. All these were wicked men. Well, Andrew Jackson was known as what? The Indian killer. They got statues of this devil, you know? But all these Edomites were wicked. When you see an Edomite, just see evil, just see wickedness. That's what they are, man. I don't care what they try to paint themselves as, man. Go ahead.
And has been partaker with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil.
Woo.
And thy tongue frameth.
Have been partaker with adulterers. That's another thing in that show, right? The Handmaid's Tale, right? The wife was telling the woman, it's all about the scriptures, right? According to them, blessed be the fruit. That's what they kept saying over and over, blessed be the fruit. Over and over again. But then the wife was taking that woman to go sleep with another man to bear seed because they perceived that he was infertile. That's righteous? That's according to the Bible? No, that's adultery, man. Go ahead.
Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit.
And that's it. And that's what it's all about. It's all about deceit and wickedness. You know? And then his wife was trying to anyways, man. Anyways, man. It's just a weird. Esau's just a weirdo, man. He's a bunch of weirdo. And everything he touches, he'll make it negative, you know? Because he's negative. He's the negative person. Go ahead.
Proverbs 11 and 18. The wicked worketh a deceitful work. No, like that.
Deceitful, yeah, that's right.
The wicked worketh a deceitful work, but to him that soweth righteousness shall be a sure reward.
That's it, a sure reward for the righteous. But for the wicked, the ones who are pushing forth all these lies, they're going to have to answer for that, right? It says, every idle word which man shall speak, he shall give account for in the day thereof.
That's right.
And we're getting closer to that day. You know, we're getting closer to that day. You see? Well, there's people getting judged now, but bro, there's going to be a time where there's nothing but judgment out there. As soon as you step your toe outside, the judgment. Okay? Nothing but, all you're hearing is scream. You know? That's what we're getting to. We're getting to that point. Go ahead. What you got, bro?
This is Revelation 13 and verse 5. And there was given unto him a mouth, speaking great things and blasphemies.
Woo. Yep.
And power was given unto him to continue 40 and 2 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against the Most High.
And that's what he did. Even with these little movies and little innuendos that he's pushing out there, that's blasphemy against the Most High. You see? He's acting like it's something that, you know, like it's something that it's not. He's trying to paint it in an image that it's not supposed to be painted. Go ahead.
Yahweh Shai, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven.
Woo. And that's what he's doing, blaspheming even them that dwell in heaven. Okay? So, and he's trying to do away with the Bible. He says we're not going into a system of the Bible. He's going into a dystopian system of just wickedness. The exact opposite of what the scriptures say. You know? That's why Elon Musk, what is he talking about? A brain chip. Alright? Which we told you this was going to come. Alright? They're going to put it in the hand and they're going to put it in the forehead for certain people. And they're going to paint it as something great. Oh, just marvelous. Right? Because why would the devil come and just tell you he's the devil? That doesn't make any sense. He's going to deceive you. Get Revelation the 13th chapter.
This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
That's that RFI to the D. Okay? The chip. Go ahead.
And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark.
And if they don't get this chip that they're about to promote to these people, they're not going to be able to buy or sell, man. Just like with the juice. You can't get the juice, you can't go here, you can't go there. You can't take a pee, you can't piss nowhere, you can't do nothing, man. If you don't get the juice. Go ahead.
Or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Right, or the number, and he's gonna push it the same way he's pushing this. But he's actually gonna go harder. Because that's gonna be the point where it's like, no, we just gotta implement this, man. Right? They might have some type of terrorist event or whatever the case may be, these devils are going to push out there, or some new strain, you know, and he's going to start to push it where these people got to take it. What's next? Yeah, well, what's next is, yeah, exactly. So ultimately, that's what he's going to push forth. Okay? That's what he's going to push forth. Go ahead.
Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath.
And this is not speaking about the spiritual demon Satan. This is speaking about a man, a people. The Edomites, the so-called white people, the devil that the Bible speaks about, man.
That's right.
He's going to actually come upon the people, meaning what? His power structure is going to force the people to do what he tells them to do, or he's going to put them in prison or a concentration camp, or whatever the hell he calls it, man. All right? Go ahead.
Because he knoweth that he has but a short time.
Because he knows he has a short time for his kingdom to last. The Most High is about to take the kingdom from these devils, man.
That's right.
And set up a righteous rulership. Okay? What you got?
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 5 and verse 8.
Yep.
Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil,
Well, he's our adversary. He's our enemies, man. Go ahead.
As a
along with these other nations too. All right? But he's the top enemy. Go ahead.
as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
Yeah. Sit on that.
Jeremiah 50 and 32. And the most proud shall stumble and fall.
Woo, the most proud shall stumble and fall. You Edomites are about to be taken out of power, man. There's nothing that you can do about it, man. Go ahead.
And none shall raise him up.
Yep.
And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him.
And you see all these forest fires happening, right? These forest fires, these different... That's from the Lord, man. There's more forest fires than ever been because the Lord is starting that, man. To destroy their cities, destroy their different towns, their houses. And it happens, where's it happening? It's happening in the Edomite neighborhoods. Go ahead.
Verse 33. Thus said the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all they took them captive, held them fast, they refused to let them go.
Yep. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 29 and 6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire.
Woo. Go ahead. Hold the revelation.
Come. This is Psalms 2 and verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?
Right, why do you Edomites think your kingdom is going to last much longer? Your kingdom is at the end now, man. Okay, we're coming into a righteous rulership under the Israelites, man.
Right.
See, you Edomites have had your time. And the Lord has tested it out. He saw that He weighed you in the balance, right? Like He said, mental, I might not be quoting exactly correctly. But at the end of the day, guess what? You're going to be taken out, man, because your kingdom is wicked. All this pollution, all the pollution of the earth, pollution of the water, pollution of the minds of the people, the wickedness that's going forth, it has to be taken out. Get me Zechariah 2, Zephaniah 3 and 10. Excuse me, Salakia. Boy, read what you got.
Come. Verse 2. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against His anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in derision.
Yeah, the Lord's going to have you in derision, man. Give me Job, the 5th chapter. What?
Ecclesiastes 8 and verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
Meaning what? They've been doing all this wickedness for so long, right? And it hasn't been executed yet.
That's right.
But it's getting ready. The reason He did that is because He doesn't like them. When He did it with us, every time we went off, we got put into captivity. Every single time. Throughout history, man. You see? Because what? He loves the Israelites, man. But when it comes to the heathen, especially the Edomites, He allowed them to rule for a long time. But this is the time of their end. This is why everything is crumbling, man. Go ahead.
Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High.
Right. There's those that fear the Lord is going to be exalted, man. Right? Go ahead.
Which fear before Him. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feared not before Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai.
That's right, boy.
Malachi 1 and 2. I have loved you, said the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
Wherein hast thou loved us, right? Because guess what? Look at the condition of Jacob, right?
Was not Esau Jacob's brother, said the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob and hated Esau. And I laid his mountain and his heritage wasted for the dragon of the wilderness.
That's it. He laid waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Because what? He never liked Esau. Man. He hated Esau. That's the nation that he hates the most. But he gave them the longest kingdom for what? For the purpose of bringing judgment. Same way he did with Pharaoh. Matter of fact, hold Romans 9 chapter. But you had something else. You had Revelation.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 14, and verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand.
Speaking of what? That shit they're getting ready to offer these people. Alright? If there anyone who receives it, specifically of our people, because the other nations, the Lord doesn't care about anyway. Okay? But specifically our people, you receive that, you're done. Go ahead.
The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation.
Right, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, man. Alright? Because what? Because of what you did, you took the chip and you said that basically Esau is your God. Alright? So you gotta be burnt, you gotta be destroyed. Go ahead.
It says, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb.
The Lamb is who? Yahweh Shai, the Lord. Go ahead.
And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever. And they have no rest, day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name.
That means that when the nuclear missiles hit, that the smoke is going to go for a long time. Alright? A very long time. Alright? Decades, centuries, however long the Lord wants it. See? It's going to be going up for a very long time, and it's going to turn later on to a desert. You see? But that's all based upon what? The wickedness of that place. What you got, bro?
The Micah?
God.
Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction.
Speaking to our people, man, because it's a polluted land, you can't rest here. This is not your rest. The Lord spoke of, get that in Deuteronomy 28th chapter, where you shall have no rest, man. That's part of the curses, man. You Jakes don't get it. Alright? You don't get it. You don't get why you're in the position you're in. Oh, let's build black businesses. What's that gonna do? You've been building black businesses. That don't do nothing. Alright? You got an enemy over you. The enemy controls everything. He controls the money system that you got. What do you think he'll allow you to get up over? Come on, man. You got to get a new whole system, man. You got to get a whole new system under the Lord, under Yahweh Shai. Okay? Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 28:65.
Start at 64.
And it reads, Deuteronomy 28:64, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other powers, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
That's it. Right. These other nations amongst these heathen. Go ahead.
And among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
You're not going to find no ease amongst the heathen. Right? Go ahead.
Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind.
And that's it, man. Okay, and that's what our people got. You see? Because what? They're amongst the enemy. They're amongst the heathen. See? The top heathen, the top enemy being these Edomites. Go ahead, Mahaya.
This is Luke 21 and verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
That's it. The time of the Gentiles being fulfilled is when that stone hits the feet. All right? That stone being Yahweh Shai, meaning he's going to take down all these nations, man. All right? The Lord is coming to take down all these nations, man. Starting with who? Starting with the nation of Edom. Okay? Get me that Isaiah 63, one of the brothers get that? Isaiah 63 and 1. Okay. You got something, Shaquat? Brother, Mahaya can get it. You can get Isaiah 63. You got something else? No? Still on that one? Which one? Yeah, you get that in a second. Hold on.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 19, and verse 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True.
That's Yahushua, man.
That's right.
So-called black man, which is the Lord spoken about in the scriptures, man. With white woolly hair, he's coming to deliver his people from the hand of their enemies. That's all throughout the Bible. Okay? Go ahead.
And in righteousness he doth judge and make war.
Woo, in righteousness. He's judging in righteousness. Okay? He's coming to make war based upon what you did. Not because of what you look like or anything. He's coming based upon your actions. Go ahead.
His eyes
Joel the 3rd chapter.
were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns.
Yeah, many crowns. That just represents that he's going to be taking on all these different nations. Starting with the nation of Edom, so-called white. All right? He's coming to take down your kingdom. Okay? Go ahead.
And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. And his name is called the Word of Yahweh.
That's it. His name is called the Word of Yahweh. Okay? What?
This is Micah 5 and verse 15. And I will execute vengeance and anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard.
You got something else?
Yeah. Isaiah 63 and verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah?
Who is this? Meaning the Lord is coming from Edom. Meaning his target when he comes back is going to be the Edomites. Okay? Go ahead.
This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
Mighty to save, man. He's coming back to save the elect. All right? Because everything that's going on here is for the sakes of his people, ultimately. Okay? You know? Meaning what? He's coming to judge the earth for what has been done. Go ahead.
Verse 2. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury. And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment.
Right, so the Lord's going to do a lot of killing when he comes back, man. That's right. Do a lot of killing because he sees all the wickedness that's been going on, the corruption, all right, the deceit, you know, the worship for other gods. And he's not getting praised like he should in the earth. That's right. We're the only ones praising him, man.
That's right.
All right. 4.
Verse 4. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeem is come.
The year of his redeem, meaning what? The elect. Okay, the chosen. Right? Amongst the nation of Israel, there's chosen men. I gotta say that, men of our nation that are gonna be chosen, man. And that are gonna do the things that we're doing. Go ahead. Okay, y'all so
Jeremiah 51 and 25. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord.
Who's the destroying mountain? The Edomites. Everywhere they go, they destroy. Everything they touch, they destroy. When they go to, what did Elon Musk say? What's the proof of that? What did Elon Musk say? That devil, that pasty devil. What did he say? Let's shoot a missile on Mars. What kind of sick, twisted? These people need to be locked up, man. They need to be in slavery, man. All right. Go ahead.
Which destroyeth all the earth.
Which what? Read that loud for that devil. Go ahead, read it loud.
Which destroyeth all the earth.
You destroyed the whole planet Earth, man. Tell me that's a lie. Tell me that's not true. They say most of the water is polluted now on Earth. These devils are going to be taken out, man. Go ahead.
And I will stretch out mine hand upon thee.
And then they blame these other nations, but they taught these other nations how to pollute the earth. Go ahead.
And roll thee down from the rocks.
Yep.
And will make thee a burnt mountain.
He's going to roll them down from the rocks and he's going to push you down to the fucking ground. All right? Go ahead.
And they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundation. but thou shalt be desolate forever,
Ooh,
saith the Lord.
You're going to be desolate. You're going to be in the worst. You're going to be worse than you were in the caves. When you Edomites were in the cave, you would have wished you were going to get back to that state, because the state we're going to have you in the kingdom is going to be pitiful, man. Go ahead, bro.
Apocalypse 1 et 7. Voici, il vient avec les nuages, et tout œil le verra, ceux aussi qui l'ont percé, et toutes les parentés de la terre se lamenteront à cause de lui. Oui, certainement. Amen.
Yeah, yes. Go ahead, read that.
Tout le monde sera témoin de la venue de Yahushua. Ok? Même ceux qui l'ont percé il y a 2000 ans, ils vont le revoir grâce à la réincarnation. Ok? Et Yahushua va pas les acquitter. Ok? Alright? Tous les impies, tous ceux qui refusent à reconnaître que Yahushua est le roi des rois, eh bien, ils vont mourir, ils vont périr.
That's right.
All right? And the times that's coming, you're going to need a power. You're going to need spiritual power in the time. And you're going to need a miracle. All right? Because the time that's coming, food shortages, all right? Cannibalism, all these things are coming to the earth, to these first world countries. We're not talking about the Philippines. We're not talking about Iraq or anything. We're talking about Canada, America, London, these Edomite countries. These things are coming. All right? Thus saith the prophecies. Matter of fact, get me 2nd Ezra, man. 15th chapter. Okay, go ahead.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 12 and verse.
It's beautiful we're out here multiple days of the week, because these same people, they have no excuse now. The Lord done showed them multiple. Speaking of our people, they ain't got no. I see multiple people multiple times. So when the Lord judges them, they ain't got nothing to say. Go ahead.
Luke 19:27.
Go ahead.
So I can do 2nd Ezra, chapter 12 and verse 31. And the lion whom thou sawest rising up out of the wood and roaring and speaking to the eagle and rebuking her for her unrighteousness with all the words which thou hast heard, this is the anointed.
Woo, the lion of the tribe of Judah, man. So-called black man with white woolly hair, man. The Lord, Yahushua, he's coming back to rebuke this place. The eagle representing who? What's America's symbol? The eagle. What was Greek's symbol? The eagle. What was the Roman symbol? The eagle. Because these are representing so-called white people, the Edomites. The Lord's coming to take them out. Everything that they did, the Lord is going to ask for, they have to answer for that shit.
Yeah.
Right. All that slavery, the slaughter of children, baby, women, they got to answer for that, man. The Lord is not going to let that go down. They could make up all the excuses they want. All right? But the Lord ain't going to stop the judgment, man.
That's right.
Go ahead.
This is the anointed which the highest has kept for them.
Woo, the anointed. The Lord, Hamashiach. Go ahead. That's how you say Christ in the Hebrew, man. Go ahead.
And for their wickedness unto the end, he shall reprove them and shall upbraid them with their cruelty.
They're going to be approved. For what? For what?
With their cruelty.
With their cruelty, man. Because all you devils have shown cruelty to the earth, man. All right? So you're going to have to pay for that. I don't care what these so-called truthers, they're always crying, you know? But they're mad about people. They're crying about people crying. You know? Stop complaining. But they're complaining about people complaining. And nobody ain't do shit to you yet, man. So all you Edomites are going to have to go into hardcore slavery. Thus saith the Bible. Let's keep bringing that up, man. Give me Joel the 3rd chapter 2, man. I asked for it. Go ahead.
For he shall set them before him alive in judgment.
Yep.
And shall rebuke them and correct them.
They're going to be corrected. They're not going to be corrected nicely either. They're going to be taken out. Go ahead. Go get Joel the 3rd chapter.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel.
Right. Plead, the word plead means to judge them. That's right. Okay? For who? His heritage Israel, for the Israelites. What?
Whom they have scattered among the nations.
How did they scatter us among the nations? The slavery. Okay? The biggest scattering happened what? In the transatlantic slave trade. Right?
And parted my land.
Right?
And have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink.
Right, they sold children and stuff for materials, wine, guns, whatever they sold them for materials. Go ahead.
Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Philistine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head.
Right. So them Hamites they're not going to go unpunished for what they did. Right. All right? Go ahead.
Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things.
Yeah.
The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians.
You sold what? Our people into who? The Grecians. Yeah. All right? The Edomites. Okay? That was a prophecy supposed to happen to the Israelites. The ones that's over there in the land now, that didn't happen to them. That happened to us. Read that again, man. That part right there.
The children also of Judah.
Coming up. Go ahead.
The children also of Judah.
The tribe of Judah. Go ahead.
And the children of Jerusalem.
Right.
Have ye sold unto the Grecians.
They were sold unto these Edomites, these so-called white people, man, in the transatlantic slave trade. All right? Go ahead.
That ye might remove them far from their borders.
So they might remove us far from our land, which is the land of Israel in the Middle East. All right? Go ahead.
Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them.
And we're being risen right now through the Spirit. Understanding the truth, the breath being in us. All right? This is us being risen. This is happening all around the earth. You got brothers in Holland. You got brothers in Germany. Brothers in Italy. Brothers in South Africa. Brothers in Tanzania. Doing the same thing we're doing. Preaching the same gospel. Go ahead. This is a great awakening, man. Go ahead.
And will return your recompense upon your own head.
And their recompense is going to be returned. And a lot of our people don't want them to get recompense. A lot of our people don't want it because they're so brain dead. No, they've been psychologically destroyed. All right, so they don't even want their oppressor, their enemy, to be brought down. They got problems, man. You see? Go ahead.
And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah.
That's called payback, baby. All right? Your daughters and your sons are going to be sold, man. All right? We're going to take Edomites, we're going to send the daughters over here, the sons over here. Just like how you split up families in slavery, man. That's cool. That's like the top cool thing you can do. Split up a whole family, man. You know? Go ahead.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 9. He that has an ear, let him...
No, hold on. There's more than that. Read this.
And they shall sell them to the Sabines, to a people far off.
Yep.
For the Lord hath spoken.
And we're going to put you in ships too. Even though we're going to have chariots at that time, we're going to put you in ships, man, so you can experience the same thing.
That's right.
Go ahead.
The book of Revelation.
And we're going to pack you up like sardines too. All right? Go ahead.
Chapter 13 and verse 9. He that have, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
He that leadeth into slavery shall go into slavery. Did not Edomites lead us into slavery as a nation? Go ahead.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
And did they not kill our people with the sword and the gun? And that all represents a sword. All that weaponry represents a sword. They even had biological weaponry on us, man. Syphilis and different things they were experimenting in South America. Esau has a lot to pay for, man. AIDS. Oh, and that's in the laboratory they created that and put that amongst the so-called black community and the, that's documented, man. Go ahead.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Yeah, so we're gonna mess you devils up, man. Go ahead.
This is Psalms chapter 50 and verse 21. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence.
Woo! It meaning what? He didn't judge you. That's why Esau doesn't believe in, He didn't believe in God. Right? See, we've been doing it so long and nothing happened. Well, don't worry, the Lord is waiting. Don't you see the earth is crumbling? Do you have eyes? Can you see the earth is crumbling? The economy's about to bust. Don't you see that? That's all part of the end of this world, man. World War III, which is the war to end all wars, prophesied in the Bible. Get that. Get the third world. All right? And get Jeremiah the 50th chapter, man. You devils are done, man. And we're going to put a foot up your ass so far that you ain't going to see the light of day.
That's right.
Go ahead, man.
Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself.
Yes, sir.
But I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine
Right,
eyes.
and the Edomite woman's going to be happy to be under a stool. All right? She's going to be happy. Even though she's going to get her, you're going to kick the fuck up, man. She's going to be happy, man. All right? She's going to grab her and come to bowing down to her feet, man.
That's right,
All of them. Go ahead. Who got something, man?
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 11,
I'm in the spirit. I can't
and
even
verse
see shit.
14.
Go ahead, man.
And verse 14. The second woe is past,
Yep.
and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
Meaning what? The Third World War. And this is the war that will end all wars, man. All right? Give me Jeremiah the 50th chapter, man. You got something? Go ahead, read
It's the
that.
second Ezra chapter 15.
Listen, man. As a matter of fact, our men are standing up to the, we're coming back into our manhood, man. All that BS, that simping, that's done too, man. All right? You got to come back as a man in this thing, man. This is a weak, gynocentric society, man. Go ahead, man.
The book of Second Ezra chapter 15 and verse 7. Therefore said the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit.
Yes, sir.
Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
When the righteous are killed, they go to the Lord and they complain, and the Lord is getting ready to judge. But the Lord is long-suffering, so he can wait, you know? It's like King David, when that man was cursing out King David, he said, nah, that's all good. Maybe the Lord want me to hear something. That's a humble man, you see? But guess what? At his deathbed, he ordered him to be put to death. He long-suffered him until his life was at the end. He's like, you know what? Go deal with him. Showing you that's why he's a man after the Most High's heart. There's more than that?
And therefore said the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood.
The Lord is going to avenge us. He's going to avenge his people. All right? All the things that happen, the Lord has it all written down in the heavens.
That's right.
And he's going to avenge it. Okay? Go ahead.
And receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them.
Yep.
Behold, my people is led as a flock.
Hold on. Were not those people, those children that Esau killed, Christopher Columbus, were they not innocent, so to speak? Yeah. Go ahead.
Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm.
Egypt represents any place our people are enslaved, right? It represents oppression, right?
And smite Egypt with plagues as before.
And this place is going to be smited with many. It's already being smited with plagues. All these fires that are happening, that's a plague. The multiple tornadoes that hit that place, that's a plague. Okay? The water being polluted, that's a plague too. All right? Oh, this whole 19 thing that's happening, I can't even say the name of the C-19, that's a plague from the Lord. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof.
And that's just the beginning. That's just the light. I don't know where they get all bugged out because they had the mask all up to their eyes. They're bugged out because of this thing. Wait till they see what's getting ready to come, man.
That's right.
All right? Don't see Esau, he said something about the monkeys that escaped and bit a woman and she's sick in the hospital. We're going to see what's up. That's exactly what happened in 28 days, man. So they're showing you how dumb these people are. They put that on the news and the people are like, oh, wow, really? Oh, my God, oh. Because they're flipping zombies, man. Go ahead.
Egypt shall mourn,
Yep.
and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and
If the Lord brought a plague upon you, you think a mask is going to stop the plague? If the Lord wants you to get the plague, you're going to get the plague. Plenty of people been on the news, oh, I did everything right. I sanitized my hand every day, and I even bathed in the sanitation. And they still got the goddamn thing, man, because it's about the Lord, man. That's what matters, man. The Lord will give you it, man, if he wants to give you it. Sanitize every 2 seconds. That's why I got a pump fake on that shit. I got to pretend it's too much, man. Got your whole damn hands smelling like goddamn, burning off all the skin off your hand. Come on, man. Go ahead.
Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, shall bring upon it.
And he brought the plague upon them, man. Right? Go ahead.
2 Ezra chapter 16.
Which there is certain things, there is, according to our law, there is certain things that you're supposed to be so-called quarantined for. Certain things. Alright? But at the end of the day, though, it's up to the Lord whether you get it or you don't. In this society, we're not able to be quarantined properly, man. You gotta work. Alright? So you gotta have trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
That's right.
I understand these people doing that because they don't got no hope, man. All right, they're through. Go ahead. Salaki, go ahead.
2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse 3. A sword is set unto you, and who may turn it back?
Yep.
A fire is set among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are set unto you, and what is he that may drive them away?
You can't drive away the plagues that the Lord sent unto you, man. The Lord sent it unto you. Who's gonna drive it away? I don't care how much time you see. You could drink the sanitation, man. You ain't gonna get away from the plague, man. If he wants you to get it, fool. Go ahead.
Verse 6. May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood? Or may anyone quench the fire in the stubble when it had begun to burn?
Right. Right.
May
That's
one,
just like you can't really stop the forest fires from happening. Because when it happens, it's like, yo, you know, it's already, you know it's going to get the houses. They got to evacuate. You see? Because the Lord is the one who started that, man. Go ahead.
may one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away?
You can't drive them away no matter what you do. All right? No matter what you do, man. Go ahead, Kyle.
This is Deuteronomy 32 and verse 39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no power with me.
There's no power above Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. All right? No power, man. No Buddha, no Allah, none of that. Okay? Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua is the power of the earth, man.
That's right.
Who created everything, man. Go ahead.
I kill and I make alive.
That's right.
I wound and I heal.
I wound and I heal. He wounds, he heals. That's right. Go ahead.
Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
So if he wants to get you, you're going to get got. No matter what you try to do. All right? Go ahead.
And that was it.
That's it. What you got?
Revelation 11 and 7. And when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them, and shall overcome them and kill them. And their bodies shall lie in the streets.
The beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit. That's this Edomite system, man. Okay? Go ahead.
And their bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where our Lord was crucified.
Right, this is clearly Sodom and Egypt. That's starting with America. All right, speaking about America, because what do they promote? Alphabet, you know, alphabet society. They promote, no, there's not 2 genders, there's 85 genders. That's Sodom and Egypt, man. They're telling, well, I'm just making up a number because it changes every time. All right? And they just feel so, you know, let's look in the sky, they see. There's no kind of revelation. There's another gender. All right, go ahead.
And they of the people and of the kindred and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half.
Meaning what? We were in a dead state, meaning what? We didn't know who we were. We didn't know our power at that time. Okay? But now we're being risen up and we have the breath in us, so we know the power. All right? Go ahead.
And shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
Right.
And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another.
The heathen were rejoicing at our fall. Right? The Ishmaelite, the Arabs, the Chinese, all these different heathen, they were rejoicing at our fall. Right? Going back, they said, is this the perfection of beauty? Because when we were at the top of our reign, right? They couldn't deal with us, man. Our wisdom was too high. You know? Not to mention, you know, Jake could stunt on any nation, even in this low state. Go ahead.
Because these 2 prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth. After these 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them.
And that's what you're seeing now, the spirit of life entering into us. We're animated now, okay? before we weren't animated, before we were, you know, in this lost state in the earth. Go ahead.
And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
Right, great fear fell upon who? Our enemies. Go ahead.
And they heard a great voice from heaven, saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. And the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of man 7,000.
Meaning America will be completely destroyed. All right, we've got 10 area codes in America represents the 10 parts of that city. It will be completely destroyed once that time happens, man. All right, go ahead.
And the remnant were affright and gave glory to the Most High of heaven.
Right. The remnant is going to, so we're going to be, we're still going to be nervous. All right, we're going to be like, oh man, hopefully, you know, you'll be thinking about the time you accidentally turn on the stove at the Sabbath. Yo, that's a lacking. Oh, you know, I'm serious, bro. You can be thinking about all kinds of things, bro. All right. You know, but I did look at her booty, you know, and you know, yeah. So at the end of the day, that's what's gonna happen, man. All right. But then you're gonna see this ship, you know, Lord willing, if you're gonna be elected, you're gonna be beamed up, man. There's more on that. No, that's it on that. That's it on that. All right. You got something? Where's Jeremiah?
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 1.
Right.
The word that the Lord spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans, by Jeremiah the prophet. Declare ye among the nations and publish, and set up a standard, publish and conceal not, saying, Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces. Her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces.
Right, this Babylon represents America, okay, the new Babylon. And there's certain key points in this chapter that show you it's not speaking about ancient Babylon. Go ahead.
For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein.
Right, the north was the Medes. Now we're not dealing with the Medes. Now we're dealing with the Edomites that are in the stead of the Medes, but it's called the Medes. Go ahead.
They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. In those days and in that time, said the Lord, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping, they shall go and seek the Lord their power. Verse 6.
Go and seek the Lord their power, man. All right? That's what's going to happen. We're seeking the Lord our power, man. So we're seeing the truth now. All right? In the world, you knew the world was dark. You didn't know how to deal with it. But now you know what it's all about. Okay? You know the end thereof. Go ahead.
They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces to the word, saying, Come and let us join ourselves to the Lord in a perpetual covenant, that shall not be forgotten. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. All that found them have devoured them. And their adversaries said, We offend not.
Hold that. Read that real quick. We lost our way. Go ahead.
Romans 11 and 7. What then? Israel had not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election had obtained it.
Meaning what? The truth. Right? The elect obtained the truth. All of our people didn't obtain it. All the Israelites didn't obtain it. The elect obtained it. Go ahead.
And the rest were blinded.
The rest were blinded spiritually. Okay? That's it. Go ahead, bro.
It says, and their adversaries said, We offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord.
Right.
The habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. Remove out of the midst of Babylon, and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans, and be as the he-goats before the flocks. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations.
That's the World War III. Okay? La guerre mondiale 3. Ok, ça va venir, ok, avec Russes, avec l'Amérique, États-Unis, right? Ça va venir, ok. Le land, le territoire des États-Unis va être détruit complètement.
That's right,
ok. Ça c'est la prophétie dans la Bible. C'est pas dans le Quran. C'est pas dans the book of the scientists. They don't got it. All right? The book of the dead. None of these people, they don't got it. All right? All right?
For lo,
Our Lord is not the power of the dead. He's not he's the power of the living. That's right.
For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall
Oh,
set.
wait, that's all. He's the power of the living. That proves that these jakes that are not in the truth, they're not the people of the Lord. Because they're dead. All right? Go ahead.
From north countries, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain.
Ooh, all them arrows are going to hit the targets. All right? It's not going to, none's going to deviate. And one missile's going to come to one of y'all like some bullets. You know what I mean? But ultimately, it's all going to hit their target. Okay? And then if there's a special one for Montreal, call it, you know, all right? Well, ultimately, it's all going to hit their target. All right? Go ahead.
It said, verse 10, and Chaldea shall be a spoil, and that spoil her shall be satisfied, said
Right,
the
because
Lord.
America's not the only place that's going to be hit. It's going to be, they're going to shoot out missiles too. All right? You see? And by the way, the land of Israel is going to be completely destroyed because it has to be cleansed for us to dwell therein. Right? So it needs to get a proper cleansing. You see? Go ahead.
All that spoil her shall be satisfied, said the Lord. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass, and bellows as bulls.
Meaning what? They were living good. These other nations were getting up over us, man. They were living very good. You know? So, go ahead.
Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness and a dry land.
Hold on. When he wrote this, where was he at? He was on the other side of the earth. He was on the eastern hemisphere. He was on the eastern hemisphere. Okay? So the othermost part of the earth would be where? This land. Okay? The Americas. Also known in the Bible as Asterisk. Right? See, Esau said, oh, no one knew about it here. Shut up, you damn devil. All right? Esau, as long as Esau doesn't know, nobody knew about it. We knew about this part of the land going back centuries, man. Thousands of years. Time of King Solomon. King Solomon had a navy that came here. Yeah. That's why you have the picture of the Omelek down there in, what is it, South America? So them African heads. All right? Them Hamite heads. All right? That was in the time of King Solomon. Yeah. And that was before our people got over here. That was before Native Americans got here. And then the Puerto Ricans and so on and so forth. Right? Go ahead. Right.
It says, behold, verse 13, because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited. Because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished, and hiss at all her plagues.
It's going to be completely destroyed. There's nothing going to be left of Babylon the Great. Matter of fact, get me Isaiah the 13th chapter. Give me Isaiah the 13th chapter. Go ahead.
Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord.
Right. All the missiles are going to be shot off towards Babylon. It says spare no arrows. So they're not going to have a big missile in the museum, man. They're going to spare no arrows, man. Every arrow is going to, even if they don't want to, guess what? The Lord's going to press the button. The angel's going to press the button, man. Say, no, please don't. They'll press the button, man. Because what happened, there's even accounts of the machines going off. Yeah. Because the chariots came in and the machine would start counting down and oh my God, they were panicking. I think it was in Russia, if I'm not mistaken, panicking. But then it stopped. The Lord was showing them, listen, I'm in control, man. Right, you're my puppet. Salakia, you got it? Oh, I know there's more. I want you to hold that. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 54 and verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. I have created the waster to destroy.
The destruction of America is the work of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right? It's like when you might be working on a project at school, Okay, yo, we need this because this and that is gonna, we got to make a volcano. So we need glue, we need that, right? So the Lord is getting all his elements together, man. You know, he's getting the silos. You know, then he's getting the scientists to split he got the scientists to split the atom. Then he got the nuclear propellers. You know, and they had to be fast because it says in 1 hour. So we're gonna make them gradually make it faster. This is all set up for the great destruction. More on that?
But that was it.
This is what with 13.
All right, Isaiah 13:1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see.
Yep.
Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. Exalt the voice unto them.
And that's what we're doing. We're lifting up a banner. See all them signs we got? That's the banner that's being lifted up, man. Go ahead.
Shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the noble.
Yep.
I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger.
Woo, he called them, right? He's calling them to war. Go ahead.
Even them that rejoice in my highness. The noise.
Salaki, that's speaking of the angels. Salaki, go ahead. Go ahead.
The noise of a
Mighty
multitude.
ones to speak about the angels. Go ahead. But which they're setting up the war. All right. They're the ones working on the minds of these kings. Go ahead.
The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people. A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms.
Well, what's that? Okay, that's the kingdoms, right? Getting together. You see? A tumultuous noise, meaning what? They're going to war. Go ahead.
Of kingdoms, of nations gathered
Because
together.
World War III is going to happen whether they want it or not. It don't matter what Russia wants, doesn't matter what America wants. War is coming because it's prophesied in the Bible. That's right. Go ahead.
The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven.
That's it. Go ahead.
Even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation.
Right, the things that the thing that the smith was making, blowing in the fire for his work, that's what is going to be coming from the ends of heaven. To destroy what?
To destroy the whole land.
To destroy the whole land of Babylon, man. All right? And that's going to be remembered forever, man. See? Go ahead.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 2 and 2.
Oh, before you get that, so read that.
Habakkuk 2:2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
It will surely come. All right? It was definitely going to come. And we see it building up. Even before, that's what we got to give double honors to our apostles. But before you even seen any signs, they were out there. Okay? In the 90s, right? The apostles are in the 80s. That's just the spirit of the Lord, man. Oh, Elder Abba Bibbins, the 50s, he was speaking about this, man. Basically, it's the same doctrine. And it's not the same. And by the way, we're the closest to how he was preaching. Okay? Because he even spoke about the so-called black woman. He said, listen, man, we don't need any of our women to bring back the nation. We can use any other. Are these other camps doing that? These other camps get offended at that. Oh, man. They're going to, no, you got to deal with the sisters. Right? There's even an order. There was even an order that I heard about that happened at IUIC. This is what I heard, right? And they said that that they were getting mad at the tribe of certain southern kingdom. They're like, listen, you can't just keep marrying the land tribes. You gotta try the sisters too. They have to have a council. They don't want to believe. You know? Because even when they come into the truth, they're still the same. Because see, the other guys, the land tribe, they learn how to leave women from young. Right? Yeah, right. But it's not even beyond that. It's just a part of their culture. That's how they're brought up. Even when the father's there, NW, right? Go ahead. Father could be here for 8 and all generations. He's still ain't right. Back to the time of Moses, the father was there, but you know, it's a different spirit. Go ahead.
The book of Joel, chapter 2 and 2. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and the strong. There has not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations.
Great. What is that speaking about? What is it speaking about?
Huh? Huh? Let me read that again. This is Joel 2:2. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong. There has not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations.
It's okay, man. What?
The Third World War?
Huh? They're speaking about the great people specifically. There shall be none like it. What's that speaking about?
I was about to say after the destruction. After the destruction of Babylon, there should be none like Babylon. Destruction.
There should be none like Babylon?
Yeah,
So Babylon is mightier than the kingdom of heaven?
Oh,
In the house of David? I don't think so. What do you think? Okay. Nah, bro. Tell them what it is. The nuclear missile. That's exactly. No, don't say Saad. You guys
But I got a piece of
say it. Go ahead. Well, you got to prove you didn't say it, brother. You weren't confident in it. Go ahead, man. It's either your you don't have to be going on. No one has to go on no one else's. You brothers have to be with. You have to get it for yourself. Go ahead. Read it again for the little bit up.
Joel 2:2. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness,
Right.
as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong, there has not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations.
Right. Right. Go ahead. Speaking of the nuclear, it's coming like an army. The scriptures speak about it being like horsemen. Go ahead. Keep going.
A fire devours before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness.
Speaking of, what is that speaking about? You know what? Remember that speaking? The fire is like what were you saying?
it's like the missile, the fire from behind the missile.
The fire behind the missile, right?
Yeah.
Right. Well, what does it mean? The Garden of Eden. It's like the Garden of Eden before.
The destruction behind it, the fire, and in the front. No?
Yeah, you got it.
In front where
I'm trying to close your answer. Let the fire.
yeah, bro.
You know, he wants to be up. Go ahead.
You know, like it being swept behind us, the
Before
destruction.
you were rudely interrupted.
In front, the land that hasn't been touched, you know?
Right, exactly. Like you know, that's poetic. All right. Meaning what? You're looking. Okay, let's say there's a. See that? Let's say if it was summertime, right? You see the grass and the greenery, right? And then behind is the fire coming.
Right.
So the back is like a destroying wind, but then in the front it's like the Garden of Eden. You see all the greenery.
Yeah.
Still. It doesn't mean they're in the Garden of Eden. It just means there's, you know, they see the plants and trees. Go ahead.
It says, yeah, nothing shall escape them.
In other words, it's not yet desolate. Okay, go ahead.
The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame of fire that devoured the stubble.
Yep.
As a strong people set in battle array.
That's it.
Before their face the people shall be much pain.
Much pain. So it's not gonna be no quick death like the nuclear victory in the spirit world. You're gonna feel that fire, man. Oh, the Heavenly Father, His own Spirit's gonna be. What's that? Ezekiel 39, something like that. The Spirit is gonna be in the flames. He's gonna feel it. Okay.
All faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march everyone on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks.
Right, they're gonna hit all their targets, man. All right. Go ahead. There's more. One more.
Neither shall one thrust another. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk everyone on his path.
Right.
And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded.
Woo, they shall, meaning what? What does that mean if they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded? Bring it to today's term. What does that mean? If you know it, just raise your hand real quick. Do you know what that means?
Anything comes to like disruptive or
What would be an example of that?
another missile or another.
Right. Okay. Because what? They have their defense system. Okay. Anti-missile defense system. Okay, which is not going to work. America's anti-missile defense system is not going to work at all. Go ahead.
Isaïe 54 et 16. Voici, j'ai créé le forgeron qui souffle le charbon dans le feu et qui forme un instrument pour son ouvrage. Et j'ai créé le destructeur pour anéantir.
Ça parle de scientifiques qui sont en train de travailler sur ces armes nucléaires. Ok? So, le verset que le frère vient d'apporter, ça parle des scientifiques qui sont dans les laboratoires en train de travailler sur ces armes nucléaires. Ces armes nucléaires qui vont servir à la destruction des États-Unis. Ok? Ouais. Babylon, ce qui prouve quoi? Ce qui prouve que c'est Yahweh Hashemashah qui met ses intentions dans la pensée de ces scientifiques. Non?
This is Zechariah 14 and verse 12. And this is the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes.
That's when that nuclear fire hits them, they're gonna melt away. All right? Go ahead.
And their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
That's it. It tells everything's gonna consume away, man. The Lord's gonna, first of all, the Lord's gonna slow down time for you niggas, man. All right? He's gonna make you feel that shit.
So you can feel it.
He's gonna make you feel that, bro. It's gonna feel it smoothing up. It's gonna basically be like slow motion. That's the ultimate judgment. Don't think you're just gonna die. Because logic will tell you gotta use an instantaneous death. But it says you're gonna feel the pain.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, and verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
It's going to be a fiery war, a nuclear war, okay? Which was prophesied going back thousands of years ago, man. Showing you this is the true book of the Lord, okay? Showing you can't dispute the Bible, all right? You can't gainsay anything against the Bible, okay? I don't care what these Edomites say. That's why it stood the test of time. All right? Slocky, you got that? This is get Jeremiah.
So back to Jeremiah. Back to Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon. Round about, all ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows.
What does that mean? That means the nuclear missiles. All right? That's what it's speaking about. Okay? What proves that? Get me a 2nd Ezra, what's that, 16th chapter? All right?
It says, spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord. Shout against her, round about, she hath given her hand. Her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of the Lord. Take vengeance upon her, as she has done, do unto her.
That's it, man. That's going to be the full destruction of Babylon. All right? As a matter of fact, you can get Revelations, the 18th chapter. Matter of fact, hold that. You can hold 18 too and hold that too. Go ahead, bro.
This is 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp.
So who's shooting the arrows? Who's shooting the nuclear missiles? Huh? Well, yeah, you can say yeah, Yahweh because his right hand. Okay, go ahead.
His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
Right. You telling me there's someone there that took enough steroids that he can shoot an arrow from here to the other end of the earth? No. All right. This is speaking about nuclear missiles, a different type of arrow. All right. Slocky, go ahead, bro. Got that? Okay, go ahead, Samantha.
Yes. Luke 3, and I'll start at 16. John answered, saying unto all, I indeed baptize you with water, but one mightier than I cometh, the latchet of whose shoes I am not worthy to unloose. Verse 17.
whose fan is in his hand, and he will thoroughly purge his floor, and will gather the wheat into his garner, but the chaff he will burn with fire unquenchable.
Right, he will burn with unquenchable fire. Right? That's that nuclear fire. Okay? These people need nuclear fire, man. All the wickedness that's going on here, man. You can't just wash them in water, man. You need nuclear fire, bro. Right? All this, it's getting sicker and sicker by it. Every time you turn on the TV, every time I go home, I see the billboard, man. You got two Jakes, big, strong, look like they're football players hugging up. What's this? Kissing. I'm like, what's this? No, big, strong looking Jakes, bro. So that's Esau putting that wickedness out here on a higher level, man. He's getting deep now. Now he's just short of telling the people we all gotta worship Satan. He's just shy of that. That's how close this devil is, man. Go ahead.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13. And
what's that verse? Revelation 18? Where's that? Oh, sorry. Hold that. Get Revelation 18. You're at it here? Okay, then read it from the top.
Book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 1. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
That's speaking about them vultures and those different desert creatures. Go ahead.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Right.
For her sins have reached up to heaven.
See, Esau has went so far with wickedness. You know, he's went so deep with evil. You gotta say it like that, like the cartoons, man. All right, he went so deep with it, man. He's just finding new. Now it's not just human that's holy. Now the animals are homosexual. All right? You got lions. The videos are like, see. No, that's the chemicals they're putting in these animals, man. You think a lion don't know I gotta make offspring? You don't know what a woman look like? They don't. They have a mane and the woman don't have a mane. What's so hard? They're putting out things out there that confuse these animals. And now he's going to another. Now you can do that in the metaverse. Not just in the physical realm, but in the metaverse, you can also do it. And in a robot, if you want to, you got a robot that goes both ways. This place got to be destroyed. They're finding new heights of wickedness, man. Right?
This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 24, and verse.
Which they showed you that in the damn movie Years and Years. That series. That series is hard to watch, man. All that the madness that goes on in there. I got to the second episode, and I was like, you know what? I seen enough. I got the information. You know? Okay, I get it. Dystopian society. I get it. Everyone's a diss, an alphabet soup. And they go deep in it. Now they ain't just doing the regular scene. Sometimes you just see the scenes that will cut, before you can cut, okay, that guy's a flame. Now they want to go deep in the scene like it's a woman. Go ahead, man.
It says, book of St. Matthew 24 and 22, and except those days shall be short, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be short.
Those days are going to be short for the elect's sake. Right? Not for the sake of anyone else but the elect. Go ahead.
Back to Revelation 18.
That's why it says it precious are the death of the saints in his eyes, man. See? Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying,
Yahushua is the ultimate saint, right? They're not the veil rent, the temple got broke with the great earthquakes, people were raised from the dead. So when the Lord died, it was a big deal. They said surely it had to be a son of the Most High. Because all the things that happened when he died. Right? Go ahead.
Revelation 18:4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High has remembered her iniquities.
See, so he remembered it. So he was calculating everything that these devils were doing from the inception. Okay? From the time they put their foot on this land, even before that. Going back to Cain. Cain didn't get punished yet. Alright? Cain got a little, he got a little more. Actually, he did get punished, but he didn't get his ultimate because he was doing wickedness after that. You know? And you couldn't touch it because if you touch Cain, you would get 7 times.
Until now, no?
Until now. Until now. Alright?
Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double, according to her works.
So they're going to get double, alright? Not one, not the same, double, alright?
That's right.
In the cup which she had filled to her double. How much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her.
Yo, America's gonna be. Listen, they're getting set up for the Okie. Don't you see the Lord is setting these people up so bad, man? The Lord is setting me. I see them watch. Sometimes I watch things. I'm like, yo, they don't get it, man. They really don't get it. Even with that monkey thing, I'm like, yo, you think they caught 100 of those monkeys? and then not only that, you got the famines getting ready. The trucker strike. What do you think thinks it's just nothing? This is gonna lead to things, man. All right. It's gonna lead to things, bro. You know, they don't see it now because they can still go and get eggs and fruits, and you know. See? Yeah, I was making some dumplings the other day. I was like, oh, this is wonderful. But guess what? There's gonna be a time that flour is gonna be like, yo, gold. You understand? And then the women, the Most High is making them more voluptuous. Is that for their benefit? You got Edomite women now they got booties all of a sudden, right? Is that for their benefit? No, in the time to come, it's going to be a curse. Because they're going to see that from far and be like, yo, oh shit. And you know they don't got nothing modest in the bedroom. They got nothing but in the bedroom. They got, what do you call it? All the scant clothing. They don't got nothing to cover themselves up. So when all hell breaks loose, right? And they're out there by themselves, they don't got no husband. Most of these chicks is single, so they got no one to protect them. What are these people that they're letting out of the jails now? Because they're letting out all kind of sex offenders and crazy people out of jail. That's all a setup, bro. That's all a setup for the great destruction, man. Go ahead, Salaki. Go ahead. Oh, you got some emergency scripture. Go ahead. And they don't get it. They think that this is going to be forever. Now, yeah, I can do it living carelessly. There's going to be a time for great destruction, a time for great sorrow and pain, man. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and 16. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished.
And their wives what?
Ravished.
That goes back into rape. That's what's going to happen. All right? It's going to be cannibalism, rape, starvation. All of that is going to happen, bro. In the first world country, not in Philippines, not in Romania, not in South America, Africa. It's going to happen in the first world countries, and it's going to be worse here because they're used to just having everything at their convenience. So when they don't got it, they're going to bug out. The first day it's going to get back. As soon as they say, yo, you know what, there's a shortage of food, bro, you think they're going to have chivalry in that day? Oh, no, please, you go. You know? No, they're going to take that, and then they might take her. Go ahead. You know? That's how it's going to go. Go ahead.
This is 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 3.
Yep.
For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
Right, and they keep trying to paint peace and safety to these people. Oh no, we're gonna get back to normal, just do this. There's always something new. Alright? But they're gonna keep saying peace and safety, and it's just gonna be more and more hell. Alright? Because ultimately the elites are trying to do what? They're trying to serve the NWO. But the Most High is the one that's controlling their mind. Alright? So that what? So at the end, the destruction could come. Go ahead.
Then sudden destruction cometh upon them, right, as travail upon a woman or child.
Right, because when she has the child, she don't know when the birth pain is going to come. Yeah. It's just going to come suddenly. All right? You can't put a timer on it. It's going to come suddenly. Sometimes it comes early, sometimes it comes late. Go ahead.
And they shall not escape.
And they're not going to escape. Give me that what I asked for.
Amos 5 and 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you?
Right.
The day of
And
the
we're
Lord.
coming into the time of the day of the Lord. All right. The ultimate hell on the earth. That's coming soon. All right. Go ahead.
The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
Yep.
As if a man did flee from a lion and the bear met him.
Right.
Or went into a house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him.
Meaning what? There's going to be hell after hell. A situation after situation after situation. You might run this way, you see someone killing somebody and taking their food. You run that way, you see a wolf on the loose. All right? You run that way, you see something else. The Gurger troops or whatever. Okay? All these things are getting ready to come, man. And to the first world countries, not the like I said, not the third world countries, the first world countries. These Edomite societies. Okay? So there's more in that. Right?
Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light?
Right.
Even very dark and no brightness in it.
Right, it's going to be very dark. And we can see the earth getting dark. Okay, you see the people get more distressed and more stressed out and depressed. Why? Because the earth is at a time of an end. The economy is going to crash. That's all part of the Bible, man. All right? America's going to be completely destroyed. This is all prophetic, man. The book, so go ahead, read what you got, bro.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 21.
Right.
Behold,
Victuals.
victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth,
Right.
that they shall think themselves to be in good case.
Meaning what? You can go to the corner store, you can get water, or you can get snacks for cheap, right? You can buy bread for cheap. Victuals are being sold good cheap, right? Go ahead.
That they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth.
Even then shall evils grow upon, and it's just going to get more and more evil. All right?
Swords, famines,
Yep.
and great confusion.
Yep.
For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine,
Yep.
and other that escape the hunger.
The famine is coming. We can see the setup already. All right? We can see it. The farmers are, they already took out a lot of these farmers out of business, made them kill their cattle. All right? Based upon this whole 19 thing. All right? So there's a lot of things that's getting ready to come to the pipe that's coming out slowly, like gas prices, right? We already knew the gas prices were going to go up based upon what was happening, but now you see it. Now it's already at all-time highs. But it's gradual. But when it gets there, it's there. That's it. I believe there's about 3 days worth of food in these different supermarkets, man. So after that, that's it. Go ahead.
It says, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
So if you escape hunger, then guess what? There's somebody around the corner looking to put you together for what you got, man. And you don't got nothing. That's the worst part. Go ahead.
And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them.
And guess what? They're going to be cast out as dung, man. All right? Meaning what? Dead bodies is going to be a normal thing. See? It's going to walk over dead bodies, man.
For the
And you
earth,
got to start in the first world countries, not in Libya, not in Africa. We're talking first world countries, man. We're talking about Canada, America. Go ahead. Sweden. Go ahead.
for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast
Well,
down.
you know what? Sweden might be okay. Because Sweden, they already got the they already got the mark here. They already accept that already. So they might be okay. They might be the only place that's not catching hell. No, but everyone's going to catch some form of hell. But, you know, because that's the ultimate goal of these elites, right? So, go ahead.
This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 15. The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him.
Woo! Famine and pestilence, man. So you're sick and hungry? Woo! You're starving, but you can't eat because you're sick. Woo! So you throw up when you're starving, so you might gotta gather up that fun. The Lord is terrible, man. Woo! Hey, I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna get ugly out here, man. And guess what? It's gonna be fun to us, because the Spirit of the Lord is protecting His men. That's right. The time when it's gonna get deep is when the missus is on its way. That's what my brother's like, oh, bro, You know, you be thinking about, yo, you know what, I did do that, you know? You know what I'm saying? I did look at your booty, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say?
Go ahead. Matthew 24 and 36. But of the day and the hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only.
Maybe I should have been wearing my fringes. It's like,
Verse 37. But as the days of Noah
all these
were,
thoughts, man. Because the demons are gonna attack, bro. Go ahead. But we're gonna be built up so heavy in that time, bro. That damn near nothing could break us, man. It's gonna be like gold, man. And we're just missing. We're just gonna miss it and get that full purification by changing bodies, man. Then they know who my chosen is. But even before that, matter of fact, get the second of 67. Go ahead.
but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying, and given in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
And the flood is going to take them all away. You know, it's going to take them all away. I don't care how all that. We're opening the bars at 28. We don't give a damn about that. All right? Every now and then, I used to pass through the bar every now and then. Get a couple of, I don't even feel like I'm not even into it no more. It's like what? You know?
It's like you get your own bar.
Yeah, I get my own bar. Good.
This is Zephaniah 1 and verse 14. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty men shall cry there bitterly. That day,
Mighty men. Even the mighty men are going to cry bitterly, man, in that day. Go ahead.
that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and an alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung.
And they're walking as blind men now. They don't know which way to turn, man. They don't know whether should I get the 3-ply mask or should I get the special one with the should I add the glass mask that goes around the head? Should I get 3 juice? Should I mix the juice with the flu shot like a cocktail? Oh man! Maybe put some go ahead and do that and put some Mountain Dew in there too, man. Go ahead.
Verse 18, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath.
All that money you got, all these people taking them pictures with the cell phone and the cat, that's going to do nothing for them. That's going to be worthless in that day, man. Go ahead.
But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land.
That's it, man. It's going to be a great tribulation, man. Great trouble. What you got?
Psalms 91 and 5.
You get the last scriptures, man.
Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrows that fly by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness.
So we're not really going to be, you might be a bit nervous by the time it comes. And, you know, of course you're going to be a bit, you know, of course you're going to be thinking, you know, maybe I'm not right. Maybe I'm wicked. You know, you're going to be thinking, bro. You know, go ahead.
Nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
That's it. That's what we're going to see. We're going to see. We're going to behold it with our eyes. But we'll be of that number. You see? The rest of these people are going to catch it. They're going to catch hell. All right? Go ahead.
2 Ezra 16 and 75. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt. 2 Ezra 16 and 71. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods, and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Hear ye, my beloved, said the Lord.
Right, it should be as man may sparing none, right? But we're spoiling, right? But this is when they're going to know for sure who the men of the Lord are.
But
They're going to know.
that was my question. But before the one who's going to get the spiritual power to help people, you're going to know.
Yeah, but you see what? The thing is this, though, right? You might, a brother can get spiritual power, doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be on camera. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean. But
You know, spiritual power don't mean we're gonna have the power. We're gonna take down, make a car, take down a whole army. Don't necessarily, don't mean that. But we're not taking down Esau.
No, but that day you're gonna, when you know the challenge, if you get the spiritual power, the week before,
There's gonna be people that's around that seen it, that's gonna believe, but there ain't gonna be people that might say it's witchcraft. You understand what I'm saying? It's like the Lord gives spiritual power for people. But there's going to be a lot of believers because of those things, though, right? If someone does that, you know there's a lot of believers because of that. There's the rumors of that, yo, bro. You understand? But there's going to be demonization, right? So we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how it plays out. We see it through a glass darkness, you know? We'll see how it plays out. What you got?
Behold, the day of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, said the Lord power. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves.
That's it. Let not your sins weigh you down, man. Because you don't want to go to that time and be thinking about your sins all day, man. All right. So you just gotta keep moving. That's why I tell brothers, man, don't worry. Sometimes I say, don't worry about that. Sometimes brothers don't have time to soak in the things they've done. That's not gonna help you. Okay, you did it. Now you gotta move forward. Now you gotta, pray to Yahweh Shemiyah Shai for forgiveness and do better. That's it. That's all you can do. All right. He knows our hearts at the end of the day too, right? So Salaki, yes, sir. But this is the book of 1 Timothy, the book of 1 Timothy, the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 1 and verse 7. For Yahweh Bashmiel Shai has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Ooh, and no one even read no one read Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1 yet. Because we have a sound mind, and in the times of trouble, we're going to have that sound mind. There's going to be certain men that's going to have sound mind. All right? That's why the women are going to run to us, man. Guess what? They have to take a number, man. Right? When we call upon you, that's when if we call upon you.
Number 47.
One of the main things we might have to, one of the main qualifications, did you get the juice? Oh, yeah, I got it. Okay, go to the left. No matter of fact, go home, man. You know what I mean? No, I'm serious, man. Because now they're starting to come out and say that comes with HIV strands, man. All right? So them people, a lot of them people got HIV, don't even know. Because they trusted in the devil, man. That's their problem, man. Go ahead. So I can, you have it? Read it.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him.
We're the righteous men standing in great boldness in the face of them that afflicted us, man. And before us, we had our apostles. Elder Albert Bivens was doing that in the 50s, man. Talking about the destruction of these Edomites in the 50s, wrote books on it, man. Okay? So those great men are back now. Well, he's in the spirit world, but there's other great men that are back now that's speaking in boldness in their face, man. Go ahead. While you got other people of our nation dressing up in dresses to get by in Hollywood, we're telling these devils they're going down, man, and we're rising up.
That's
right. Go ahead.
The book of John, chapter 4 and verse 37, and here it is that saying true. One soweth and another reapeth. I sent you to reap that whereon ye bestow no labor. Yeah. Other men labored, and ye are entered into their labors.
That's it.
This is back to Wisdom of Solomon 5 and verse 2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for.
Ooh, they're gonna be amazed, man, when they see them chariots picking up brothers. You know, their eyes are gonna be behold us, man. Go ahead.
And they, repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of the Most High, and his lot among the saints? Therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness has not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts. Yea, it's like it. Yea, we have gone through deserts where they lay no way. But as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it.
Right, the deserts because they don't got no water. They don't have no answers. They don't have no truth. All right, we got to understand it, man. All right, we'll say that boldly. Go ahead.
What hath pride profited us? Or what good hath riches with our vaunting brought us?
Right, because the riches ain't going to save them in that time. It said that what? It's in vain, you know? It says that matter of fact, that the wicked bring up the riches for the righteous. Yeah. See what I'm saying? So ultimately, they're not going to save themselves based upon that. The just shall not profit in the day of wrath, you know? So ultimately, the elect is going to be delivered, man. What?
All those things are passed away like a shadow.
Yep.
And as a post that hasted by.
That's it. Got one more word.
The book of 1 John, chapter 4, and the book of 1 John, chapter 2, and verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passes away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, abideth forever.
That's it, man. Right? That's all? That's all?
Daniel 2 and 44. And in the days of these kings shall the Most High of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it brake in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great power had made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter. And the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure.
That's it. So ultimately, our kingdom is going to be an everlasting kingdom. See? That's the end of the story, man. All these other nations are going to be subservient under us, man. Okay? Ain't nothing they can do about it. You know? Anyways, man, with that, close up. We give all praises going on there.
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakadash.
Double honors to the apostle elders of great millstone salutations. Much love and respect to you. I came out there pushing this word out. Truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.